Come on. Let's wait for that green light, and we are on. Hey guys, how you going? So down BK Sport, we are live here for potentially the game of the weekend, and it so happens that it is the last game of the round. The Sydney Roosters are going to be taking on the Canberra Raiders today, and this is going to be an interesting game, man. This is going to be an interesting game because, look, the Roosters have been doing enough recently to kind of put themselves back into the fray. Obviously, the table is so close right now, all the way from, even in last position, the mighty Gold Coast Titans, all the way to the top 8 is only by about 4 points. So it's it's really, really close in regards to the competition at the moment, and the Roosters, if they win this game, despite having a real struggle start of the season, will actually be equal with the 8. So it's a big game for them, and for the other team, the Canberra Raiders, they're looking obviously to push back up into the top 2 because the Warriors' points differential, despite their win today, it's still not that fantastic. So this is going to be a very interesting one where you would expect the Raiders to win based off of their ladder. But, again, the Roosters are, playing a bit of better footy, right? We'll go through a couple of their recent games before we do get into the team list and whatnot. So, obviously, they start off the season losing 50-14 to the Broncos, then beat the Panthers 38-32, lost to the Warriors, lost to the Titans, lost to the Rabbitohs, beat the Broncos on the return game, lost the Panthers again, beat the Dragons, beat the Dolphins, lost the Dogs, and then absolutely whooped the Sharks last week with a bunch of 12-year-olds. The Roosters had a whole heap of players out, and yet they were still able to get a miraculous win there in Sydney against one of the... there's a reason. That's why the fraud alert's right there on the Sharks. That's why your fraud alert is there for a reason. Okay, for a Sharky. You got to prove it's wrong. I would have had the fraud alert on the Broncos, but they're not even on here. They're not even on this picture. They're not even there. So that's why you're not a fraud alert, and that's why the Sharkies still get it for now because the Broncos, unfortunately, or fortunately, have dropped off out of the top 10. But let's get into these two-team lines here today, guys, and then we'll get into some ladder before we get into the chat. Obviously, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and apologies for not streaming the first 2 games. It was... fun times. It was fun times. Hey, I did it. Hey, look at me go. I told you I'd get it for you. I told you. We got it. We got even 2. I actually doubled down. You guys only got promised 1. I got 2 for you. Now I'm big dog. Big dog. Ripping up Thailand. But all right, let's get into these two-team lineups. So the Roosters, they come into this game in 11th position, whilst the Raiders are in 4th position, and this is at Allianz Stadium in Sydney. The ins here for the Roosters, Angus Crichton, Connor Watson, Lindsay Collins, Robert Toya, and Spencer Leniu, with the outs being Dominic Young, Makahesi Makatoa, Taylor Lasalu, Xavier Va'a, and Zach Adoka Clay. Go to the fullback, James Tedesco, who is the captain, with the wingers being Daniel Tupou and Mark Nwanganetawase. Centres of Billy Smith and Robert Toya, who's coming off a massive Origin game on Wednesday. He was fantastic. Was probably Queensland's only really good player. Robert Toya was fantastic on debut. The 5'8", is Sandon Smith, with the halfback being Hugo Savala. The front row forwards are backing up from Origin, Lindsay Collins and Salesi Foketi, with Benaya Uelu as the hooker comes in from the number 20, is now put into the starting lineup. Angus Crichton backing up from Origin. He's in the back row alongside Siwa Wong, and then, and then Victor Radley is the 13. Go to the interchange, backing up from Origin, couple plays here, Connor Watson and Spencer Leniu, with the rest of the interchange being Blake Steep and Egan Butcher, and the 18th minute replacement is Ethan King with Trent Robinson as the coach. This Roosters team, you look at it and you go, it's not like it once was. It doesn't have the star-studded lineup that you have seen in recent years. They're going through an adjustment period right now, but although their lowly position right now of 12th, they are competing again. So, look, I don't necessarily believe they're going to be a big dog when it comes to the back end of the season, but this team does still show a lot of... it shows what the Roosters are. The Roosters are a successful team. They have a successful culture there, and despite the fact they are in adjustment period, they do know how to get up for the big games. And this is a big game in the context of this season. You wouldn't normally think the Roosters' raise is massive, but this is a big game in the context of this season for sure. And I do think the Roosters have enough in them, but it will come down to the fact that, Robert Toya is backing up, Lindsay Collins is backing up, Angus Crichton is backing up, so is Connor Watson and Spencer Leniu. So they are going to be tired, but luckily they've had a couple of days break comparatively to, the teams that played on Friday, or the teams that played on Saturday. That was a very quick turnaround. Sunday, it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days break, which is still not fantastic, but it's a little bit longer than the others. So the Roosters players do have a little bit more time to recuperate after a intense Wednesday night Origin game. Now for the Raiders, you've got Dane Levi, Ethan Sanders, and Hudson Young coming in with Jamal Fogarty, Jed Stewart, and Tom Starling out. That is massive outs for the Raiders. Jamal Fogarty is huge, and Tom Starling is a big part of their lineup. So that is some really big outs for them. They're going to find this tough. Now the fullback is Ko Weeks with the wingers Savelio Temale and Xavier Savage. The centres are Matty Tomoko and Sebastian Chris. You go to the 5'8" of Ethan Strange, with the halfback being Ethan Sanders. The front row is Corey Horsburgh and Joseph Tarpany, who is the captain. And the number 9 is Danny Levi. The back row, backing up from Origin, Hudson Young, with Zach Hosking, and then Morgan Smithies is the lock. You go to the interchange, Owen Paddy, Simi Sasangi, Josh Papali'i, and Ata Mariota, with Noah Martin as the 18th man replacement, and Stiggy Ricky Stewart is the coach. Look, this is a big loss here of Jamal Fogarty in the 7. That's who they really run their plays through. He is the guy for the Canberra Raiders to kind of get them chugging along and moving. And, you know, Ethan Sanders is a good up-and-coming young talent, but he is an up-and-coming young talent. And this is a big game here for the Raiders because the Roosters are trying to get a bit of a chug along now. And in this important part of the season, when it is Origin, this is going to be an extremely tough game for the Raiders. I would have actually predicted the Raiders to win this game, not comfortably, but, you know, confidently, if they had a full-strength lineup in. But I'm actually going to tip the Roosters here. I'm going to tip the Roosters based on that. I think that Fogarty is such a cog of their team that now that they've lost him, and he is going to Manly next year, so they do need to start bringing in Ethan Sanders. I could easily be wrong here. The Raiders, there's a reason why they're in 4th position with a chance to go to 2nd. There's a reason why they're up there. They have been incredible this season. They've been so good to watch. I've actually probably enjoyed watching the Raiders more than any other team right now. They have just been making plays. They've just been really putting themselves up into the competitive nature of the top 4 when most people had them for last. I had them for 9th, and they've over-exceeded my expectations, and I had more expectations than most neutral fans. So really impressed with how the Raiders have gone. I just think that Jamal Fogarty being out is a real big blow here for Canberra in a time where, you know, this is where you start to solidify your season in the top 4. So the teams like the Roosters, who are trying to compete for the 8, they're trying to obviously get that leg up during the period where most teams like fall off a little bit when they're losing players to Origin. But the Roosters, who lost players to Origin, they actually still absolutely flogged the Sharks last week or the other week. So, yeah, the Raiders, this is when you're really meant to solidify your top 4 status, and it's going to be very difficult losing Jamal Fogarty right now. But this is your future. Ethan Sanders, I'm assuming, is your halfback next year, unless proven otherwise. So we're going to have to see them really turn up today. I wasn't impressed with Ethan Strange over the last couple of weeks. I think he's a good 6, but I wasn't exactly impressed by him. So he's going to have to make that next step up as well tonight to cover for Jamal Fogarty being out. Because not that he's experienced, but he's at least played a full season, and also he's really meant to be expected to be that guy tonight, I would say, considering that he's had more game time over the last couple of years than Ethan Sanders. So yeah, I'm going to take the Roosters here, but look, this Raiders forward pack absolutely has enough to go toe-to-toe with the Roosters. The halves are going to be interesting. It just comes down to if Ethan Sanders is that guy. We don't know yet. You know, he's got a lot of prospects, he's got a lot of potential. Everyone's always talking about, you know, Ethan Sanders and Ethan Strange. Oh, I'm going to put this laptop on charge. Hold on one second here. I'm going to put this laptop on charge before it dies, and then I can't stream nothing. And then I can't do nothing, but all good. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Roosters 1-12 here, but I could easily see the Raiders still winning. It just comes down to the unknown prospect of Ethan Sanders coming in and dominating. Now, in regards to the table, the Roosters in 12th position. They're on 12 points with the Broncos and the Dolphins and the Tigers as well. The Roosters have -20, so their points differential is not awful, but it's not fantastic. Obviously, you do want to be in that positive plus-minus. With that being said, though, their points differential is better than the Rabbitohs, who are in 9th place with 14 points. Dragons are on 14 points and Manly on 14 points. Now, with their -20 here, the Roosters, if they win, they will go above the Rabbitohs, who just lost to the Warriors today. So they will go into 9th. Then they would need to win by 23 points or more to go above the Dragons into the top 8. This is the last game, so nothing else will change. They will go into 8th position if they won this game by 23 points or more. They're not going above Manly, who are on +46. They would have to win this game by 66 points or more to go above Manly. So if they win, I'm going to say they probably finish in ninth because I don't think they're going to win by 24 points to go above the Dragons. But at least they're right there. Just try and fix this points differential a little bit. Not that this game is a game to target for your points differential because the Raiders are a good team. With that being said, though, the Raiders have given up 264 points across this season so far, which is worse than the Dogs, worse than the Warriors, worse than the Storm, worse than the Sharks, close enough to the Cowboys, but the Cowboys are a bit worse. Worse than the Manly, worse than the Dragons, pretty much the same as the Rabbitohs, worse than the Dolphins, worse than the Knights, who are down there in the bottom four, and pretty close to where the Eels are with 288. So the Raiders' defense hasn't actually been that fantastic this year, but the benefit is they're scoring points, and that's why I tipped the Roosters here, because the Raiders have 334 points scored this year, but who's the guy that gets that? It's Jamal Fogarty, who sorts them out and gets them going. So 334 points for them. So this isn't really a game that you'd look to target for that points differential adjustment. However, there is a chance for you to score some points here today, and if you play as well as you did last week, because the Roosters were very good. Sharks fraud alert central, but the Roosters were very good regardless, and now they get their players back. So again, don't think this is a game of target for your points differential, but you know, you do need to start thinking about that in this middle part of the year. If they lose this game, however, they would have to lose by 38 points or more to go below the Tigers. I doubt that's going to be happening. So if they lose, they're probably going to be sitting in 12th. But again, if they win, they're probably going to be sitting in 9th. Now, for the other side of the table, it's the Canberra Raiders in 4th position on 18 points, which is equal with the Melbourne Storm. Now, again, the Warriors, it's great that they're winning, but they're not winning games by much. So they've got a points differential of 5. So if the Raiders win this game, they would go above the Storm, who have a plus 147, but that just means it's really good if they get a win and the other teams lose. It's fantastic for them if the Raiders lose this game here today, the Storm. But the Raiders with their plus 70 would jump above the Warriors into 2nd position again, and both the Warriors and the Raiders are going to be 2 points behind the Dogs, and the Raiders, if they win this game by 4 points or more, would actually be better points differential-wise than the Dogs, who have the bye this week. So that is absolutely susceptible that the Raiders in the next couple of weeks could actually go into the top of the table, but they have to win this game here today. They have to win it. It doesn't matter about the 4 points or whatever, but they do have to win this game, and then you can start talking about them actually going into first over the next week or 2 weeks, depending on who the Dogs play next week. I'm not sure who they do. But yeah, if the Raiders win, they go 2nd, 2 points behind 1st, and probably will have a better points differential than the Dogs. If they lose this game, they can't go any lower, but they will. They started off the weekend in 2nd. The Storm won, the Warriors won. Now it's down to them. So they have dropped down into 4th for the time being, but that's as far as they can go. The Sharks already had their bye. They'll be 2 points behind them. Sharks differential is plus 44. So that's 60, 50, 26 points differential different. So the Raiders, their biggest issue here is just don't lose by too much, because you don't want the Sharks to get closer on that points differential, especially with, I think they've got an easier game next week, the Sharkies. I'm going to quickly have a look. I'm going to quickly have a look here at next week's games. So the Sharks play oh, no, they don't. Sharks have that's a massive game between the Sharks and Warriors next week. That is a really, really massive game. Wow. Bulldogs play the Eels, so Raiders, you're probably going to have to wait another week. Raiders play the Rabbitohs. Wow, some good matchups next week. There is some good matchups. Storm Cowboys will be interesting. Sharks Warriors will be a great game. The annual Titans beating the Broncos is there. And then, yeah, Bulldogs just have to beat the Eels, but the Eels are playing a little bit better. They did just lose the Panthers, but with that being said, the Eels are playing a little bit better. But Bucky boy, Bucky Cannon, eh? Where's my boy Entertain House? Where's my boy Entertain House saying how big that game was? Was it big? Was it a big game between the Panthers and Eels? Oh no, son. Oh, dearie me. What happened, Barmata? Hey, what happened, Barmata? Welcome back to the Dribbler Squad Brigade, hey? Welcome back to the Dribbler Squad. Don't worry, you all know. You all know how it is down here. We're used to it. You were in second last, just with the Titans. How good? You having fun? I'm definitely having fun. Definitely having fun here. But guys, let's get to the chat. Let's see what you were saying. Obviously, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let me know your prediction for this game. I'm going to go Roosters 1-12. I can see the Raiders winning if Ethan Sanders steps up. And Strange has a bit of a better performance this week than he has recently, in my opinion. I think the Raiders can definitely win, but I will take the Roosters 1-12. Just on the basis that they're going to, I reckon they're going to be pushing up to be in that competitive positions. All right, so the Raiders running out to the field right now. Let's get into the chat. Don Finlayson says, Eels still fancy that top 8, you reckon? Woo! Bucky boy! Where is he? Where's Bucky? Where's Bucky? Olivia says, Lomax fucked my multi. I have 3 in this game. All right, who do you got in this game, Olivia? Daryl says, as a Rays fan, get a peek at what things look like with no Fogarty and Sanders at 7-9. Yeah, it's a big game for you. It's a big game for you to see kind of your future, because Ethan Sanders was a big prospect from the Parramatta Eels. Came across, obviously was second to Jamal Fogarty, and now Fogs is out, so it's going to be a huge game for him to show off his talent and show how good he can be. And it is a sign into your future, so this will be a big telling point right now. You got a great forward pack, you do have a great 1 through 5, but that 6 and 7, they're 2 young guys. Ethan Strange only played 1 full year, and Sanders hasn't played a full year at all. So this is going to be a very big test for you. Dasmate says, I don't know who to tip now that Flogarty is out. I agree. I would have tipped the Raiders if he was in. I would have. Olivia says, the tat looks great. It's actually 2 tats, Olivia. I spoiled yous. You know, we only promised you 1. We only promised you 1, but we got 2. And you know what? Skunkle the Muppet messaged me on Facebook. He's like, oh, the deal was a face tat. I said, no, I was talking about the neck as well. But maybe next week we can do a thing with like a face tat thing. It should be funny. Eugene says, hi, Blitz. Blitz? Who's Blitz? Hi, Blitz. Blaze. B-L-A-Z-E, if you're trying to say my name. PNG here, fan here. Appreciate you, bro, in Papua New Guinea. Get around you, Eugene. We have a lot of Papua New Guineans who watch the channel, and I appreciate all of you. Olivia says, I need Tupou, Mark, Teddy, Savage, and Young. Okay, well, that's more than 3, Olivia. You just told us you had 3 in this game. You have 5 in this game. You basically have the entirety of the Sydney Roosters. You basically... Young. Oh, Hudson Young. Sorry, I was thinking about Dominic Young. I was like, he's not even playing. But good luck. Dom Finlayson says the D's just kicked 7 goals, 21, and lost because of it. Fantastic. Thank you for letting us know, Dom. But it's going to be the kickoff from the Raiders to the Roosters. Guys, smack that thumbs up button and subscribe. The Roosters have with the ball here at the 11. Dion says, I would like the Raiders to win. Don't know why. Thank you for letting us know. 1 more game, 2 well done game, 1-4 Warriors, 21-30, good. Correct, Eugene. That is what happened. Jared Choice would love to see the Roosters win tonight. Why? You're a Manly fan. 3rd tackle here at the 25. Why would you like the Roosters to win? You don't want the Roosters to win. Oh, I guess if you're thinking towards catching the Raiders, sure. But a Manly fan's want the Roosters is an interesting one. Jay says, can we get a hot dog card emoji, please? We'll get you're an idiot emoji. 5th tackle here at the 45 for the Roosters. Tank Boy says, Raiders win tonight. Can see what happens. Just comes down to how Ethan Sanders steps up. Who are you rooting for this game? Well, my team's in last, mate. I'm having a great time this season. We're having a really, really fun time on the Gold Coast. 1st tackler at the 20. I'm not used to being in last. We're usually very, very good. So, this game doesn't have any impact on us. The only games that impact us right now is the Eels, the Panthers, and the Knights, and the Tigers. And you know you're having a rough year when you're watching the Eels, the Knights, and the Tigers, and even now the Panthers, but specifically Eels, Knights, and Tigers. If you're looking at them and going, shit, we've got to rely on them to lose, there's a problem. There's a serious problem. But it's okay. The organisation can keep putting his head in the sand and blaming content creators for their actions. So 5th tackle now for the Raiders, and they'll be at the 45. Nate says, g'day, Blaze, mate. Looking forward to coverage. Hit the thumbs up, you bludgers. Exactly right, you bludgers. Smack it in. Smack it in. So Ethan Strange will kick this ball from the 45 to about the 15, where Daniel Tupou will grab it, and he'll bring it out to the 20 to the 25. Max Watson says, Penrith Para game of the round so far reminded me a little of the Penrith versus Para semi-final in 2021. Low-scoring grind. I thought it was okay. Yeah, I didn't think it was incredible, but I thought it was a solid game between last and third last. But yeah, it was still last versus third last. You could never really kind of invest yourself too heavily into the game. Regardless, it didn't have too much impact on any part of the table besides the wooden spoon area. With that being said, because the table is so close, I guess realistically, mathematically, 5th tackle at the 45 for the Roosters on the Raiders side of the field, mathematically everyone's still in the hunt for the top 8. Mathematically. Not that I think the Titans or the Knights or the Eels are going to be making the 8, but mathematically. Gary says, nice tats, Blaze. Are they real? Yeah, mate. Yeah, no, I went and got a real tattoo last night on my neck because that's exactly what will do well for me in my future. I definitely went and got a real tattoo. I said, please make it as real as possible. So they just jabbed in those needles. No, it is not real. Jared's scared. What Jared say? Jared says, Raiders are faves. Is Fogarty injured or suspended? He's scared. That's good from you, Dad. 4th tackle now for the Raiders. Scared. I think he's injured, man. I think he's injured. Nate J says, oh yeah, just noticed the neck tat. You're a Penrith local now, mate. I'm from Mount Druitt. That's me. That's me. That's it. That's it. And I don't know why the Roosters just let that one bounce, but it's fine. And I'll bring this ball out of the 25 on first tackle. No one cares about the D's. It's not 2021 anymore. Melbourne Demons suck. That's why I was like so confused by that comment. I was like, sure, but why are we talking about the D's? Oh, Jazzy! Roosters getting out to the 45. Robert Toya. Jeez, he's firing up since his Origin debut. Jared says, I'm not a Manly fan. Okay, Jared. Thank you for letting us know. We're aware. James Tedesco with a great run now. He'll get this ball to the 30 on third tackle. It's a great set here for the Roosters. Daryl says, you must be confident Titans can beat the Broncos next week. Well, we've beaten the Broncos 3 times in a row, so I am confident, but we also suck. Roosters left-hand side. Now they flip the ball back to Daniel Tupou, and Tupou is going to be about 13 metres out. The first attacking opportunity of the game here for either team. Here we go. Here we go. They go out to the left, and that's going to be Angus Crichton. Flicks it back to Victor Radley. Radley now 2 metres out here from the line. Fit tackle. Fit tackle here for the Roosters. Radley rolls it back to Yoelu. Off to Sandon Smith, who kicks his ball across. In a good area for Nwanga. It's Awase! True right time for the Roosters. The Chooksters will score, and that is a fantastic set from them. 4-0 with a kick to come, and as soon as that ball was kicked across there from Sandon Smith, ooh, I'm going to refresh the score because Jay didn't let me know. Oh, no, it's already refreshed. That's why he didn't let me know. That's why he didn't tell me. I didn't even do that. It did it itself. But as soon as Sandon Smith kicked that ball across, I knew it was a one-on-one with Mark Nwanga and Tawase, and I actually... Yeah, you knew that he was going to get off that. He's a very big high flyer. He's like a Xavier Coates in the sense that when the ball gets kicked across to his side, he is really good at getting up high. He's really good at getting up high and jumping for the ball like a not a Melbourne D's player. I shouldn't use that because they suck. Oh, does he lose this? Hang on a second. Does he lose this? Does he lose this? Does he regather it? Oh, maybe this is still a try. Maybe he regrips this. Maybe. Buggy boy. How we doing, son? I will say that it goes back into his hand. He's got it. This is interesting. This is interesting what they call. This is interesting what they call it. I'll go to the bunker and have probably a bit of a better look at it. If you're a Raiders fan, you're saying it's a knock-on. If you're a Roosters fan, you're saying he's probably regathered that. If you're a neutral, you're like, I don't know what they're going to call here. They ain't calling that a try. So it comes out there, hits his knee. Hand is under it. I don't know what they call it. They called it a try on field. I don't know what they call it. I don't know what they call here. They've confirmed it. The try has been confirmed. Okay. Okay. I'm okay with it, but try has been confirmed. Eugene says, love watching and doing tips for the NRL. PNG here loves watching and also tips for living here. K2 to K5 is money making. PNG funds, yeah. What is K2 to K5 money making? Money making. What's this? And NHS says, Titans are specials next week, I'm telling you. Yeah, definitely special. Olivia says, and then I have a same game multi, which is all 7 of those. Well, you had Mark Nwanga to us, didn't you, Olivia? You're already on. You're already on. But God bless my soul when I do that Titans-Broncos stream, because if we don't win, I'm going to get slaughtered. Jay says, is our favourite flog Horsburgh playing? Horsburgh is playing. Horsburgh, he is playing, yes. So, yeah, try time there for the Roosters. 4-0 here with the kid to come. Jay says, I was wondering which one you were calling scared, Daz. No, he's saying Fogarty's scared. I haven't for one. Bless him, Marky Mark. Well, you got it done. Jared says, damn, close one, but that sticky spray came in handy for Marky Mark. Well, I don't even think there's no sticky spray because he does drop it, but his hand comes back underneath the ball before it goes to the ground, and I guess they're saying that constitutes that he's pushing it into his chest for when he comes down. So I think that's yeah, that's what they're going with, and it's like, as long as you're consistent, man, that's all I care about. Horsburgh for Canberra. Horsburgh, Canberra. Horsburgh, Canberra. 6-0. They do get the kick. So the Raiders kick it off now, and the Roosters will get this ball in the angle. There's no debate if that's a knock-on. There is no debate if that's a knock-on or not. Daniel Tupou drops the ball off of the kickoff. Hey, Bucky Cannon, can I ask you a question, son? I want you to confirm for me if I can ask you a question. Say yes or no in the chat. I just want to ask you one question. Can I ask you a question, Buck Cannon? Don Finlayson says, Blaze, mate, do better. How have you let the Titans get to 17th? Not on. Exactly right. You know, it is all content creators' fault. It is definitely content creators' faults. No, definitely ask our organisation. They'd love to say that it's nothing to do with them. It's all to do with me. Despite the fact I'm in Thailand, I've got neck tats. Right? Maybe it's the neck tats. Maybe it's the neck tats that have made the Titans come to last this year. That probably is the case. It's nothing to do with the organisation being absolutely inept when it comes to the footballing ability. Great business, not footballing ability. Nothing to do with that. No, it's to do with a man who live streams the games and goes to the game to passionately support the team, who grew up on the Gold Coast. It's all my fault. So third tackle now for the Raiders. They're going to be 38 metres out of the line. Buck says yes. Oh, great. Okay, Buck, I've got a question for you. Are the Parramatta Eels still making the 8 despite the fact that they just got beaten by the 17th place team, Penrith Panthers? Yes. I just want to ask this question because you did tell me that the Eels were morals in 13 plus yesterday. 6 again here for the Raiders. You were telling me that the Eels were morals and going to win 13 plus. They didn't unfortunately win 13 plus. They didn't unfortunately win. So that's my question for you. Are they still morals for the top 8 despite losing the 17th? So it's going to be right inside to Ethan Strange. Strange goes himself. He'll be 2 metres out of the line. Second tackle. Second tackle now. Strange rolls it back. Daniel Levi. And that, my friends, is knocked back, they're saying. Okay. Okay. Sure. Daniel Levi gives it out to Morgan Smithies. And Smithies is going to be 5 metres out. Or Morgan Smithies. Morgan Smithies or Morgan Smithies. Well, you like to call him Smitties, but it's not actually his name. That will be a knock on there from the Raiders, though. That is exactly what we're talking about. Bucks is not making the 8. Not making the 8, Buck! No! You Eels fans, come on. I've put my house on it. You promised me the Eels were going to make the 8 yesterday. You want to entertain our sitting here circle jerk on the Eels. And we'll try to say, oh, I don't think so. You're like, no, the Eels are going to make the 8. Yeah, no, we had entertain house coming in, basically popping champagne. They're going to win a comp this year. So I put my house on it. I put my whole life on it. I put my whole life on the Eels to make the 8 because of your promise and guarantees, Bucky. That was you, Buck. I remember it was you. And I remember last week too. I think we all do. Actually, chat, do we remember, Buck, saying the Eels are going to, they're the greatest team that ever existed? They're going on a run. They're going on a big run. Roosters is here on 4th tackle at the 45. 30 minutes to go the first half, 10 minutes in. Hit that like button. Go and smack the thumbs up button, you slackos, and subscribe if you're new around here. That was the other guy. No, Buck. I remember last week, son. I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. And I knocked this ball back into Wangana to Wase, touched by the Raiders, and they will get it. So it will be Raiders ball here at the 22. Olivia says, I didn't even watch all the Broncos game last night. I went to bed at halftime. Fair enough. One of my good friends, Adam, I don't know if he's watching the stream now, but one of my good friends, Adam, wasn't happy. No, he's a Broncos fan. Big Broncos. Like, he's actually a genuine, passionate Broncos fan. He's been on the channel before. He was very much not happy, Jan. He was not happy. Not happy. At all. And I can understand it. The Broncos did look pathetic last night. They did. For a team with as many, quality names on paper as they have, it's very interesting to see how poor they've been. I tipped them for 5th this year. Broncos fans, you can say I hate you all you like, and you're right, I do. But I can still sit back and say, hey, I think the Broncos will do well this year. Raiders here, kick this ball through, and Tedesco will grab the ball at 15. It was a good run until it wasn't a fantastic kick. And Tedesco, we get the moon. We get the full moon, as always. Why is it always Tedesco that we see his ass? What is it with James Tedesco and him going the full nude? What's happening? What is happening? Why is it every week we see Tedesco at least show his ass once or twice? What's going? Nate Jason, poor Desi might look like Sterling in a couple of years if the Titans don't click. Desi bald would be the most strange thing because he's always been known for his luscious hair. Roosters, that's forward. That's forward. Yep, that's a forward pass. Forward pass. Mitchell says, Entertain Us wasn't lying. It was a big game for their spoon changes. Hold on, I'm going to voice message him right now. I'm going to tell him to get here. Where is he? I'll go to Instagram. Entertain House. you could argue that was flat, but no, you could argue. Mr. Entertain Us, Mr. Hayden. So we're live streaming the Roosters Raiders game right now. We've got a significant question to ask you here on the live stream. So can you please tune to the live stream any moment now? We really miss you and we'd like to see you soon. Much love. Second tackle here for the Raiders. They get this ball here to the 40. Olivia says, I think there's something else going on in the club, but it's hard to know. It's been going on for a long time, Olivia. Been going on for a long time. It's not brand new. Someone just messaged me asking if the tats are real as well. Guys, as if I'm getting fucking neck tattoos for real. So 4 tackle here at the 30. I'm not... Fifth tackle, as if I'm going to go and get actual legitimate neck tattoos. So 5th tackle here at the 20. And out into the right-hand side. They put it up. Tupou, easy grab, though. And, oh, he's lost the ball again. That's 2 knock-ons from Daniel Tupou. And the Raiders go back onto the attack. 18 metres out here from the line. Did your tat hurt? My tat hurt bad, mate. They use, like, these needles like this size to go in. That's how bad it was. Yeah. So out to the left-hand side, 15 metres out. Now the Raiders, I'm going to roast you idiots, for the Man City slander in a second. Second tackle at the 4. Don't you worry, I'm coming for you. Just let me read through this set, and then I'll come and slap whoever team you support. Bloody bunch of frauds. Out of the left-hand side, Raiders. And Kale Weeks taking down 10. Third tackle. Don't get to use cream. No, we use lube for this. No, we use lube. So 4 tackle now for the for the Raiders at the 7. 6 again for Canberra. Canberra. Second tackle here, 2 metres out in from the line. 2 metres out, Daniel Levi. He gives it out the back. They're 10 metres away. Ethan Strange taken down the 10 pink, baby. Third tackle here at the 10. No, Daz. No. I'm not reading that out. Corey Horsburgh, he'll be 5 metres out from the line. 4 tackle. Oh, we're going to... Oh, Gary, I'm coming for you. You idiot. You slander City and you tell me you're a Spurs fan? Left-hand side for Canberra. They're 3 metres away from the line. I've got a Spurs fan oh, I'll deal with you. 3 metres out. Dane Levi, knock on from the Raiders. And it'll be Roosters ball here, 3 metres away here from the line. Okay, Gary, listen up. So Gary comments, Man City phone case. Are you okay, mate? So yes, this is a Manchester City phone case. This is what success looks like, mate. You win a fucking Europa League and you think that you're a big dog, eh? At the Spurs? You think you're a part of the big dog? Oh man, get out of here! Happy for Ange and the Spurs, but you can't be having a crack at a big dog team when you're Tottenham Hotspur. You can't Tottenham Hotspur, and you're giving it the big un to Man City. We won more trophies than you this season, mate. Okay, well, why don't we go and count the trophies in the last... You know what? I'll give you a year span. Let's go further than 1 year. I'll give you a year span. Any year span. 2, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's go 100. How many trophies in comparison? Eh? Oh, we won more trophies than you this season. That's because we weren't in a spud tournament like Europa. You winning that is still less than just people... Whoever was in the Champions League was still better than you this season. You know why? Because the Europa League is for the spuds who can't make the Champions League. Brother, get out of my face. Bought your trophies. Oh, Spurs fans, they're so salty that they just are absolute dog shit. First tackle now for the Raiders at the 20. Bought your trophies. So what did United do? Oh, wait, did Tottenham get that trophy for free this year? Did they didn't sign nobody, surely. Surely it was all academy kids, right? Was it academy kids that won you the Europa League, or did you buy players to get there? Oh, no. You don't win this argument in any world, brother. Like, in any world. I would just suggest moving on. You don't win this discussion at any stage. There is, you know, like in Marvel, how they have that thing where there's only one possible win? That's not even there for you. That one possible win is not there for you. You're a Spurs fan, bro. Sit over there. We sit here. You sit there. So fit tackle here for the Raiders. They're at the 40, and it's going to be... It's an injury here for Corey Horsburgh. God bless him. I hope he's all right. No, Buck. Josh says, enjoying the live stream with a pink dinosaur donut. Unbelievable. This is a good man. This is a good man right here. This Josh man is a good man. Pink dinosaur donut. That's what we're talking about. So there's an injury here to Corey Horsburgh. But he's stood up now, so he's all right. Gary says 124 charges against City, mate. Okay, you're not even looking at what's going on. You don't even know what you're talking about, bro. So anyway, so the Roosters get this ball at 25. Again, bro, you don't win this argument. I just move on and get back to this game because Tottenham Hotspur are fucking dog shit. They've always been dog shit, bro. Like, you win one trophy in the last, like, however long and you think you can talk. Shush. Just get back to the Roosters-Raiders game and just go back to watching Tottenham Hotspur finish 5th, 6th, or 7th for the 100th consecutive season. Move along. So first tackle here with the Raiders, and they're going to be 30 metres out. Like, there is not... The only more banter club than you is Arsenal. And yet they've still won more trophies than you, mind you. So 0 tackle here for the Raiders, and they're at the 30. Hayden says, Blaze, you did say yesterday that you like to support underdog teams, and to see you have a City phone case is huge fraud alert. I supported City before of this success. My middle name is Kippax. The Kippax stand was the main area at Main Road. It was the active area at Main Road, which was our old stadium before Etihad. So, yes, you can call that all you like, but I was there through the days of Keegan, which is someone you probably have never heard of. So third tackle now for the Raiders. They're 3 metres out here from the line. Daniel Levi gives it out. The old Kevin Keegs. And now they'll be 5 metres away. Hudson Young off to Corey Horsburgh. Horsburgh kicks it through himself. Damn, okay. And then Tedesco gets taken back. No, he gets out of the end goal. So that was not the play from Corey Horsburgh. Yo, Kevin Keegs, Gary. Yo, Kevin Keegs. Zach says, Man City losses since 2021-22 in Prem, 20. Spurs losses, 2024, 2025, 22. I know Jay's loving the football chat right now. Jay's a big Premier League fan. Massive Premier League fan. 4 tackle now at the 15 for the Roosters. And if you aren't, by the way, if you are watching and you're only here for rugby league, I'm sorry, but sometimes the chat, we do talk about other sports as well. 5th tackle now. And Josh also said, also saw your Man City phone case and started laughing like a maniac. I'm a Liverpool fan, by the way. Hey, well, you know, at least you're successful. I'll accept your laughter for this season. Won't accept a Tottenham fan's laughter. We'll accept a Liverpool fan's laughter. But the best thing about Liverpool and City in the rivalry that we have is that it's a competitive rivalry. It's not like a rivalry out of hate because of locality or whatnot. It's a real competitive rivalry. My most exciting and fun times with City, obviously Aguero, but the years that we competed, oh, that's a knock on there from the Raiders, and the Roosters will get the ball here at the 38. The years that we competed was so much fun because it was actually just such a genuine competitive rivalry out of just quality. Gary says, I must admit City were phenomenal the year they won the Champions League. Amazing football and deserved everything they won that year. It's pretty much every year, mate. But knock on for the Raiders at the 38, 18 minutes in. Liverpool's main rival is Man United. Yeah, we know, but not a rivalry this year. Well, it's still a rivalry, but it's just not as heated. City and Liverpool care more about each other because of the quality of the competition. Liverpool beating down on United is no fun. So 20 minutes gone in the first half. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. The Roosters, Sandon Smith goes to the 45. It'll be a penalty here to the Sydney Chooksters for a tackle without a ball. Josh says, cheers for the compliment. Also, just wanted to ask, why the Storm on fraud alert? Is it because of the controversy from their clash with the Titans? I think Storm on fraud alert because they haven't... they've really been... They've lacked being convincing. I haven't been convinced by them. I had the Sharks for first and I had the Storm for second this year. And it's like the Storm and the Sharks are hyping the table. The Sharks absolutely have well earned that fraud alert. The Storm one's controversial, but they've lost more games than I would expect them to. They didn't play well yesterday. The only reason they won was because, it's a knock-on from the Roosters at the 40. Damn, few mistakes here, and the Rays will get the ball back at the 40. Still 6-0 to the Roosters. I feel like the Storm deserve to be on fraud alert for the fact that they didn't convincingly beat the Titans yesterday. Sure, the Casey Badger incident is controversial. Titans still weren't good enough. But the Titans are 17th, and the Storm didn't really put the Titans to bed. I feel like the Titans put themselves to bed as per usual. And then you go back and you look, and when the Storm lost to the Sharks, and if the Sharks were fraud alert and the Storm lost to the Sharks, well, you know, potato, potato, tomato, tomato, you know. So that's my thought process. But if you guys disagree, let me know. I will say that they're probably going to say this is a knock-on, but you could argue this goes backwards. They're challenging this to the Roosters. Dasman says, don't lie, you've been a fan of City since the GOAT Frank Lampard joined. Yeah, Frank Lampard, best City player of all time. Scored a goal against Chelsea. That was a good goal. They're going to say that this... Inconclusive. Wait, what was the challenge? Inconclusive to say he gets a touch. Excuse me? What? What did I just watch? They challenged the knock-on, no? Did they not challenge the knock-on? So it definitely touched it. Maybe I'm just hungover as shit. What just happened? Jay says, soccer, the greatest sport on the planet. Yeah, no, we agree, Jay. It's football, but. Olivia says, football is like watching paint dry, but actually really exciting because paint dry is boring and paint dry is not what football is. Thank you, Olivia. Yeah. Gary says, Liverpool, that's right. Josh says, fair enough. I hate the grubby club as much as the next guy. Last year's grand final was very vindicating for me as a Riff supporter. Also, as a Liverpool fan, the only team I care about is City and Chelsea. Chelsea? Why Chelsea? They've not really been there too much over the last 6 years. So it's going to be second tackle now at the 42. Then again, oh yeah, by the way, hey, while we're here, Gary, you try and talk to the big dogs. Where did you finish in the Premier League this season? Did you stay up? Did you stay up this year, mate? Tackle here at the 35. It's great that you're in Europe next season. Welcome to the Champions League, by the way. I know it's a tough one for you guys to be in. But did you guys stay up? It's going to be great playing in Europe from the Championship. So fifth tackle here at the 23. Comfortably so. Comfortably. Wow. What position did you finish, Gary? Out of 20 teams. What position did you finish? Raiders out of the left, 15 metres out. They kick it through, play that, and right there away the Roosters. They get the ball mark. Nwani Tawasa, the 30, the 40, the 45, the 50. K Weeks comes across. Nwani Tawasa is still going. And taking it out of the 20. First tackle. If you push, if the Roosters get up here quickly, they score on the left. If you pass it out left, please don't make me angry and go straight. Go out to the left for the love of all that is mighty. Please pass the ball! I hate watching teams not pass it to the other side of the field when they make a break. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. It happens so much. Pass the ball to the opposite side of the field. You have a try. I can't deal with it. I cannot deal with it. No, I think he kicked it into himself, Lucas, but that might have been missed. I did see a little bit of bouncing around, but I think he kicked it into... I think it was kicked like amongst himself. I could be wrong. If you go back and have a look, maybe. So fifth tackle here, 10 metres out. Connor Watson off to Savala. Offloads it to Connor Watson. Back to Victor Radley. It goes backwards again. Still going. And fifth tackle, raised ball at 10. Gary says, we will do a city and spend $1 billion on 5 players. Oh, that's great, because how much has Chelsea spent and how many trophies do they have for their money? Also, the money that you spent on Gareth Bale, you know, when you got £100 million for Gareth Bale and then went out and bought a whole bunch of quality players, which we can talk about here, considering we're talking about money spending. How successful did that make Tottenham once they sold Gareth Bale for $100 million and then went and signed 4 players? Which back then was massive money. Back then, 100 mil was huge money for Gareth Bale. So how successful did Tottenham become based off that? Also, how successful was Monaco when they spent all that money? Also, how successful has Newcastle been? Newcastle's very new. Point is, you still need the good organisation. Tedesco now will get this ball at 20, which Tottenham have never had. So they'll go out to the 25. Tedesco's away here. Tedesco to the 30 and 35 to 40. It's an obstruction penalty. Raiders get the ball at 30. Chases Gary, please stop now. Kind regards, Chad. Into him. Give him an uppercut, Jay. Give him an uppercut, you know? Boom. Give him an uppercut. Don't start him off. He knows we've spent more than City. Only a little bit, Daz. Only by about like $1 billion. Jared Farmoni says, is there a league comparison for this chat? Is it like similar to Para buying Watmo? In what relation? What do you mean? Are you saying like to convert the... Well, City would be like Melbourne Storm otherwise. First tackle here for the Raiders at the 24. All inclusive. City would be like Melbourne. Second tackle now 18 metres out. Brocky Sports with a $3 donation says he's drinking 3 monsters in 1 hour bad. Drinking 1 monster is bad, so 3 monsters is insane. But thank you very much for the donation, Brocky Sports. Get around you. Fourth tackle now at the 5. Travis says, so if I call it soccer, does that piss people off? Only people from England! Oh, Raiders so close, 1 metre away from the line. Daniel Levi kicks it through, and it's going to be a dropout from the Roosters to the Raiders. Dropout coming up. Jared says, yeah, I'm trying to understand if this was a good buy, but yeah, let's move on. I'm out of my depth. But what are you saying is a good buy? Like, what buy? Buying what? Kay says, oh, I spot a very nice scarf. Scarf? Oh, you're talking about these. Oh, that went close to the sideline, but Ethan Strange will pick this ball up at the 40, the 35, and now the 30 on first tackle. Brocky does need help, Olivia. Yes. No, we've established that well before. Well and truly before. We have really well established that. Second tackle here at the 20. That's a big establishment. Brocky says, I don't know. I definitely feel something, though. Yeah, 3 monsters are going to do that to you, mate. 3 monsters are going to well and truly get you going. And there is going to be... What's happening? Is that Biffo? No. Oh, it's Radley again with that. He's going to have to come up for a HIA. Dude, it's actually... I don't understand how Radley is always... Like, he always just... It's his head placement, man. It's his head placement in tackles. I don't know. It's always Radley. Like, God bless him, but... Damn, bro. Victor's always getting himself into bad head positions. You were talking about teams buying players for you in the Premier League in relation to trophies, but once again, I don't know what I'm trying to do. No, Gary's trying to say that City have bought their trophies and that nobody else spends money, even though every successful team spends money, and that's kind of the whole purpose of winning. You know, unless you want to be a spud team in, 15th or 16th. Josh says, also, I always have a good time when Liverpool face Tottenham. Spurs pretty much always get smashed harder than we do at the pub. Smashed harder than Auger in Thailand, mate. So third tackle here for the Raiders, and they're 10 metres out, and they'll be 5 metres away from the line. Morgan Smithies. Not the uppercut, yeah, the big old uppercut, son. So the Raiders, Daniel Levi gives it to Josh Papali'i, and Papali'i fit tackle now, 4 metres away from the line. Stop talking about football, Blaze. Jay will be after you, mate. No. Jay just comes up to you. I can do what I want. Oh, knock on there from the Roosters. There's going to be 6 again for the Raiders. I'll have to come back to the 10. Mitchell says, surely Radley's getting close to medical retirement. All these head knocks are getting scary. It is. Like, it is scary. It's scary because it's always... He's such a good player, but it's also just so frustrating to see because he's always putting his head in bad positions, unfortunately. And, obviously it's impossible for him to adjust it. I don't know what the issue is specifically with him, but he just can't seem to adjust himself out of a position where he's always getting head knocks. I don't know how he hasn't gone full Antonio Brown yet. Oh, jeez, Daz. So first tackle here at the 8. Full Antonio Brown's a crazy comment. And Zach Hosking's going to be 10 metres out here from the line. Second tackle, 14 minutes to go here of the first half. Danny Levi, you give it off. And now they'll be 5 metres away on third tackle. Ronaldo says, anyone know where I can watch the game for free? Yeah, on KO. But it's not free. So 4 metres out from the line, fourth tackle now for the Raiders. And now Josh Papali'i, he'll be 1 metre out from the line. Seb says, get a job, Ronaldo. Love it every time. Every time. Gives it out to Eden Strange. Strange here underneath to Moko. Fit tackle. Taken down. Good defense on the Roosters. This is actually a really solid game, to be fair. This is a really solid game. It's good defense there from Billy Smith. Do you guys think Teddy's going to try to make a case for the 1 in game 2? No way. They're not. New South Wales aren't changing their team, man. They've won the last 2 games, the last 3 Origin games in a row, and comfortably. Like, I know the scoreline wasn't necessarily comfortably on Wednesday, and it wasn't necessarily a scoreline reflection of comfortably in Game 3 of last year. Game 2 was a comfortable win, but the point is that if you watch the game, you knew that it was a comfortable win in Game 1 and Game 3 of last year as well, regardless of the score. There's no way you change your team. There's no way you change Mitchell Moses, Nathan Cleary. There's no way you change anybody in the team. This is why Queensland was so successful for so long, because they kept the same team regardless. And it's like that was despite even a loss. In a win, and 3 wins in a row, you're not changing shit. So, no. And that ball will bounce over the sideline about 12 metres out. Ronaldo says, shut your bitch ass up. I'm 15 and I got a job. I just need to see if my bets will hit. Well, I'm going to tell the police because you're 15 and you're betting, so that is illegal, Ronaldo. So if you can afford to gamble, why can't you afford KO? Because you're very well aware you're looking for an illegal stream. So as a 15-year-old, you also are very well aware of copyrights and online world because this is you're growing up right now in front of it with it all there. So you know very well that I can't show the game. So I don't even know why you asked the question. Ronaldo's only a few minutes old. Oh, damn. Yeah, no, really. Second tackle, our third tackle here for the Raiders, and they're going to be 40 metres out. Seb Watson says, shouldn't be betting at 15, my guy. It's probably illegal, so don't worry about those outcomes. Yeah, exactly right. I reckon get a few, what are those, like those toy car tracks? What are they? You know where, is it no, it wasn't Hot Wheels. It's like where it's like the remote control car around that racetrack that you build. They were cool back in the day. Ronaldo says, I'm not finna pay for a subscription. Well, you donate to Sportsbet, so it's pretty much the same, but at least you get to watch the footy then. And among it to Wase, we take it down here, 13 metres out. What does finna mean? It's a very American term, finna. So 10 minutes to go through the first half. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and also get a job. Travis says New South Wales need to stay same. Queensland need to shake and bake, though. Queensland do need to adjust, yeah. I don't know how much they'll adjust game 2. Depending on game 2, that's when they'll start to move, because it was a big telling sign that the rookie, the debutant, had the best game for Queensland. Not Cherry Evans, not Munster, not these big time players like Harry Grant. They were actually the worst three. They were some of the worst players in the game. Val Holmes, very experienced. These guys, the experience, were awful. And the one guy was on debut, Robert Toya, who everyone doubted, came in and absolutely dominated. All right, so they put this ball to the corner where the Raiders will grab this ball at the 25. And Savelio Tamale moves across and then brings it out to the 30. Josh says, well, what changes do you want Slater to make to the Maroons? And also understand Edwards is the best fullback New South Wales have, but that isn't going to stop Teddy from showing how good he is. Oh, I think I've never insulted Teddy. I think that the Tedesco hate is super overrated. Not even the right word, but I think that it's like the Nico situation where Nico can have a good game or a bad game, but he'll always be called the worst dog on the planet. And the same thing happens with Tedesco. It's like both those guys are really good players. Nico has criticism valid. Tedesco maybe not so much. It's just that people never know what they want realistically, man, and they always do want change. They always want the next fresh thing, because Tedesco's never deserved the 8. Again, Nico deserves a little bit of criticism, but not as heavy as he gets. Ray's put it up into the corner. Nwanga Tuwase grabs his ball at the 15 over the sideline. Really good work by Savelio Tamale. Really good tackle there by Savelio Tamale. But in regards to Queensland, again, I think game 2, you've got to stick with the majority of your team and just hope they can fire up and all this heavy criticism of, worst Queensland team and Cherry Evans Dunn and Munster and Grant awful and Val Holmes and all these guys not being good enough. You've just got to hope that if they don't have it in them to win game 2 or even compete in game 2 and make it really, really close, then you've got to do a bit of a fire sale. Yeah, you've got to do major adjustments to the team. I don't know what you do 7-wise, unless you just go Dearden. But Reynolds says, I got $1 down for a $101 payout. Okay. Well, if it was 101 to 1 to win, there's no point watching this because it's probably not going to happen from $1. Second tackle now at the 5. Daniel Levi to Owen Paddy. They get it out to the right side. Raiders here on the wing. Chances. Abby Savage. Try time to the Raiders. 6-4 with a kid to come. Try time to the Raiders, babe. Woo-woo! 6-4 with a kid to come. Canberra, get over the line. Now, I'm not saying you hate Teddy. I'm just saying Teddy wants to prove he can be just as good as Dill. Well, over his career, Tedesco is one of the best fullbacks of all time. So I don't think he's got anything left to prove. It's just people who don't know what they're talking about who say that Tedesco is not that good. Tedesco was great, even when people were saying he should get dropped. And maybe he didn't play great in that Origin game, but Tedesco, even when he plays well, will always get criticised. The best players always do. Nathan Cleary kind of hides from it a lot, especially this year, considering how poor they've been. It's surprising that people haven't really come for Cleary. So the Raiders now will score the try, and it will be 6-4 with a kid to come. It's 100% for 15-year-olds that apparently have a job. Not sure anyone asked Ronaldo, but there is a 10% non-voluntary donation for winning bets. That is correct, Seb. That is correct. It is non-voluntary. Kate says, damn, maybe the Roosters won't win this game. Probably 6... What? It's 7.5 minutes ago, the first half, and it's 6-4 Roosters. What do you mean, damn, maybe the Roosters won't win this game? It was 1 try to Canberra. What? How have you just thrown the Roosters in the bin based off of a try to the Raiders whilst the Roosters are already up 6-0 at the time? They're looking no good. Mate, it's 6-4. It's 6-4 Roosters. What do you mean the Roosters not looking good? The Roosters are leading 6-4. Maybe it might be 6-6 any moment now. What game are you watching? Are you watching a replay of like a 2016 game for the Roosters? What game are you watching? And they're still winning because he missed the kick at 6-4 Roosters. What game are you watching? Hello? People forgetting what Teddy did in 2019. No, 2019 didn't happen, Daz. I might have been at Game 3 Origin, but 2019 definitely didn't happen. Didn't happen. Drop balls, mistakes galore. Okay, Casey, again, let's rewrite this fact. It is 6-4 Roosters. How are you saying, oh, maybe they won't win now, when they're leading 6-4 after 33 minutes? The Raiders could definitely win this game. I just don't know how you've come to this ultimatum. You've come to this big-time finito point of the Roosters won't win now because the Raiders scored 1 try and are still losing. He's had good this year. He's had good year this year, Teddy. Good leadership. Teddy's always good. Teddy's always good. Josh says, well, Cleary went 3 from 4 with his goal kicking this Arvo. Missed a field goal from right in front. Wednesday is going to hang over him for a while. That was the most surprising. On Paddy taking down at 33. That was super surprising, man, because Nathan Cleary is a very good conversion kicker. For them to miss all those kicks is just insane. 4 tackle now for Canberra at the 45. That'll never happen again. Nathan Cleary will never miss that many kicks again. Mitchell says, Roosters aren't winning. We all know it's the golf scoring system. Yeah, no, that's correct. No, it is. It's also last try wins, and the Raiders currently have the last try. Actually, did the Titans score the last try yesterday? I think we did, didn't we? Only have 8 errors, Casey, versus 3 of the Raiders. 8 errors is still a lot, but the Roosters they make a lot of errors. Like, throughout this season, even in their wins, they make a lot of errors. The Roosters always make a bunch of errors, man. So, like, just because they're making errors doesn't mean they lose. Like, go and have a look at their game against the Sharks. They still had a bucket of errors, and they scored 44 points. So, 4 tackle now for the Roosters. And they'll get to the 35. Now, Connor Watson, Siwa Wong, and he'll be at the 50 on fit tackle. Marcus Snell says Jamal Fogarty is a better kicker than Nathan Cleary. Overall, I disagree. But, oh, jeez. He's been rocked. Was that Savala? No, it's Tedesco. Tedesco got rocked in a tackle, and it's a knock-on from the Roosters Raiders ball here at the 50. Damn, Hudson Young just rocked him. Tedesco got slapped. He got slapped. Don Finlayson says, I'm with Casey. Roosters had to keep Canberra scoreless to have a chance. Josh just love Clares. He's the reason I started barracking for the Rift back in 18. It killed me seeing... Oh, Josh, I'm seeing through this. He's the reason you started barracking for the Rift back in 18. I'm seeing through this now. It killed me seeing him miss all those kicks in game 1 simply because I knew it killed him even more. Yeah, sure. So, where are you from? Are you not from Penrith? Like, because Penrith weren't good then. They weren't great in 2018. How did you know about Nathan Cleary then? Metcalf is the best kicker. Josh says Liverpool. As in Liverpool, Sydney? Or are you saying Liverpool... Oh, wait, Wait, hold on. Are you saying you're from Liverpool in England or Liverpool in New South Wales? 4 tackle now. You're Liverpool, New South Wales. Okay, and now I get why you're a Liverpool fan. So the Raiders now, they're 15 metres away. And they'll get this ball out to the... They're losing metres galore right now. I don't know what they're doing there. Sevalia Tamale, you just lost many metres. I know someone from Melbourne who's a Penrith fan. I know someone from Newcastle who's a Melbourne Storm fan, has never been to a Storm game and barely even watches the Storm, but just claims them as their team. But they say they're a very passionate fan, yeah. Roosters get the ball back from the bat, and it will be Roosters at the 20. Isn't Liverpool Tigers territory? Liverpool is Tigers territory, yes. Second tackler at the 25. Damn, Hudson Dumb got him good. Hudson Dumb got him good. Why is he Hudson Dumb? Sounds like you have a crush on Cleary. Well, you got to ask Mary Fowler if it's possible. And that's a penalty here to the Roosters at the 30. Entertain us, my boy! Oh, boy! Let me read my comment here from my friend. My good old friend. Entertainer says it's cold. I came to the game alone. I'm about to drive home. Congrats to the Panthers fans. Tough pill to swallow today. Did you see my Instagram message I sent you? Oh, you've seen it just now. Can I ask you a question, Entertainer? I'll wait for you to say yes or no. Can I ask you one question? So first tackle here at the 33 for the Roosters. Tedesco out to the 30 to Robert Toya. Toya now at the 20 to 15. Taken down. Oh, he's lost the ball. Raiders, good defense. Taken down to the 15. So Entertainer says go ahead. Not a yes or a no, but I'll go ahead regardless. So you know how we were debating yesterday, having a debate about the Eels not being in the dribbler squad alongside my team. And the Eels, I had question marks around the Eels winning today and then going on to make the 8. You remember this conversation where I had the question marks? Well, now I'll give you a question. I'll say, are the Eels still making the 8, Hayden? Are the Eels still in the hunt for the top 8? Because if they're not, welcome to the Dribbler Brigade. Welcome down to the Dribbler Squad, son. It's nice down here. You've been down here a lot with us. We're always down here. Don't try and get away from us. When you come, it's like Hotel California. Dribbler Squad, you can check in, you can't check out. Always in the Dribbler Squad, son. Titans here. Don't worry, the Tigers are with us too. Raiders get this ball down to the 35, the 30. The Raiders get the ball back on the inside. 20 metres out. Over the top. Here's a chance for the Raiders at the 10. And shots on Canberra. Sib. Boo, 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 boo. Boom, son. Boom. The bunker will check this to see if there's a knock on. But the Raiders have scored to make it to be 8-6 here, Canberra, with a minute to go the first half. But there is going to be a lot of checks on this try. And it says, I never said the Eels made the 8. Stop it. Don't do this. Don't do this, my friend. Brother, my friend, do not do this. So let's see. Xavier Savage cuts it back. That's going to be a knock-on, surely. Surely that's a knock-on. I'm pretty certain it's going to be no try. So this first part's fine. Let's just see this Xavier Savage pass. That's a knock-on for sure, bro. That is 1 billion% a knock-on from Canberra. 1 billion%. Josh says also Daz. So what if I do? He's arguably one of the greatest players of the current era. He's also helped me with an endless amount of bets. That is true. But also, this channel is that's 1 billion% a knock-on. How has that not been called, Ashley Klein? How has that not been called? And why are we still waiting here for the bunker? Why are we still waiting here for the bunker check, brother? Why are we still waiting? He's lost this ball further forward than going up bloody north of Townsville. He's dropped it from Sydney to Townsville. That's how forward this has gone. It's definitely knock on. I don't know why we're still waiting. And Tan says, I need receipts. I said, Eels finished outside the 8. Said we had a bit of form and momentum the last few weeks to go from 7-8 to 2 points outside the 8 if we win today. Now, I distinctly... Oh, Owen Paddy is offside too, but also it's a knock-on. So, what are we still waiting for? Now the bunker comes into play. It's only 2032 right now, 2032, when the bunker is coming to play for they're going to call a penalty here against the Raiders for being offside at the 50. So Owen Paddy's offside, so they're not even going to have to look at the knock-on, but it was definitely knock-on anyway. He's very clearly within 10. And he does take play, obviously. At my current choice stream. All good, Hayden. Don't worry. Hashtag Dribbler Squad Brigade. We're always here. We're always together. Hold my hand. Let's sing Kumbaya, Hayden. Kumbaya. Last and second last. We play each other in a couple of weeks. Can't wait for the dribbler game of the season. Big dribbler game. Big dribbler game. That is true as well, that the commentary is making, that they're saying that because there was a Raiders player held back here, He gets held back, which actually prevents Owen Paddy from being brought back on side by the kicker. That's actually quite unfortunate. Yeah, you could have. Regardless, it would have been knock on, but then again, they could have easily called a penalty there actually against the Roosters. Josh says, oh, Ash is the ref. Yes, Ashley Klein. That explains it. He should be thankful for Casey Badger and Belinda Sharp, otherwise he's the worst ref in the league. Mate, there are some bad refs in this league. Don't even start me on Casey Badger again. I actually lost it. If you go back and look at my reaction to the no try to Sam Verrills yesterday, I lost my mind, bro. I lost my mind. I actually crashed out, and I don't regret it. So 48 seconds left here at the first half, and Hugo Savala taken down 10 metres out, third tackle. Who's in the bunker? Chris Butler. Don't know. It's going to be a spud regardless. Angus Crichton offloads it to Connor Watson, who knocks the ball on. 33 seconds left here. What? They said it was 6 again, Roosters. Hello? Am I crazy? And Savala here at the 10. 5. Tedesco try time. Did they not just knock that ball on? I really want to... So the Roosters have scored to make it 10-4 here. There wasn't a tackle. Was there a tackle afterwards? Connor Watson. Bro, that is 1,000,000,000% a knock-on from Connor Watson. That was 1,000,000,000,000% a knock-on from Connor Watson. It's a loose carry. He's lost the ball. Is this the same play? Is it the same play, or was there a... Because Tedesco will score, but was that the same play as the drop orders then? Because otherwise I'll come back for it. Forget about there being some bad refs. There isn't a good ref. That's a great point, mate. It's a great point. Truth, Olivia could be having a blinder. Oh, you got 3. Oh, you need 2 more, don't you, Olivia? Who's the other 2 you need? So I think they've called this as a try. Absolutely. So Sandon Smith, who was saying the Roosters weren't looking good? The old Casey teammate, game over. So the Roosters will score the conversion, and it is 12-4 here to the Juggy Hooksters at half-time. A big change in what happened at the back end of that first half. The Raiders scored to take the lead. It got called a no try. The Roosters go up the other end of the field and will score the try. Dear me, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let's go through some of these stats here. See how this game is tracking along right now. The final game of the round. Now, stats-wise, it's 6... Wow. The Roosters lead 12-4. The possession is 60-40 to the Raiders. The Raiders have 60% of possession here. Roosters have 40% of possession. That's wild. That's actually a ridiculous amount of possession, especially being down 12-4. But then again, it happened right on half-time. Time in possession, 17 minutes 26 for the Raiders, 11 minutes 45 for the Roosters. That is wow. And then you look at this completion rate. Shit me drunk and call me Stacey, Roosters. 54% is insane. 54%, 12 from 22 completions. They've made 10 errors. 10 errors. 10 errors. Like, the fact this team still wins games with their completion rate and their error rate in games is astounding. It really is astounding. But 81% there for Canberra with 18 from 22. That is good. The 60% possession, 81% completion rate. How are they losing this game? All runs is 109 to 85 to the Raiders, so they've got 24 more runs. They've got about 190 more run meters through that, which is a better statistic even if you do the comparison. Post-contact meters is 320 to the Raiders to 218 for the Roosters. Much better there for the Raiders, even with the comparison. Line breaks is 1-1. Tackle breaks is 18-17 Raiders. There's a lot of missed tackles in this game. Average set distance. How the fuck are the Raiders losing this game? They're 40.03 on the average set distance. The Roosters are 31.67. So the Roosters have a 50% completion rate. They've got 31.67 average set distance. They're getting beaten in the middle of the park with the run meters. They've got ridiculous amount of errors. How are they winning this game? This is insane. The playable speed is the exact same, 3.41. Forced dropouts is 1-0 Raiders way. Kick defusals 100% for the Raiders, 71% for the Roosters. Okay. Like, defensively, this is how they're losing this game. 81.42% is wild bad. This is really bad. 149 tackles made from the Raiders with 17 missed tackles and 17 ineffective tackles. That's a lot of bad tackles. That's 34 bad tackles in that half. That's nearly a bad tackle per minute. That is averaging up around the bad tackle per minute. It's only 6 off. 6 off a bad tackle a minute in that first half. That's how they're losing this game. 81.42% is really poor defensively. Roosters 89.22% is just above the average. It's decent enough. It's not too bad. It's not unbelievable, but it's fine. 240 tackles made, 18 missed tackles, and 11 ineffective, which is 29 bad tackles. So it's not too far off the Raiders, but the Raiders have made a lot less tackles and missed the same amount as the Roosters. The Raiders have made 149 tackles. The Roosters have made 240. That is a 91 tackle switch. 91 tackle. No, is it? No, it's not. It's. My brain can't compute right now. Mathematically, I'm an idiot. But anyway, point matter is that it's basically 100. Yeah, actually, it could be 91. I could be right. I could be. Anyway, point matter is that 34 bad tackles to 29, but there's a 91 tackle difference. Is insane for the Raiders. Negative play is 10 errors to the Roosters, 5 errors to the Raiders. Wow, Roosters. Penalties conceded is 3-1 to the Raiders. Ruck infringements, 1 against the Roosters, 1 inside 10 metres, and also 1 report there for the Roosters. So every statistic except for defence, the Raiders are winning in. Every single statistic besides defense is what the Raiders are winning in. But when the Raiders are falling off in defense, it's like bad falling off. It's falling off bad. Wow. So anyway, I don't know how. I can see how the Raiders are losing with that defense. But it was 6-4 until the last seconds of that first half. So there you go. That's crazy, Stacey. Exactly right. Doctor forces the Ricky Press are going to be very fun now. Agree. Josh says, Sheets, one can imagine the spray from Sticky to be a fly on the wall. Nath, I've got 3 up so far, first half, need another 3. How much do we win, Nath? Hey? Kay says, it's been a good day. Was 1 and Nick's loss would have been better if the Panthers lost 2. Yeah. You know, you can't have it all in life. You've got to mix it up. I also need Sander to score 2 more points and then Raiders to win. Is this another bet or is that the same multi? My same game multi, which is all 7, $1,110. Are we going 50-50? We splitting 50-50, Olivia? Olivia, that screws me over a lot with multiple multis. I feel your pain. Get into them. Josh says, how many legs in your multi have you hit so far? All of them, mate. All of them. We're just waiting on the donut at this point. We're just waiting. You're right, Nate. Really hope I don't jinx it. I'd feel like a complete helmet if I did. Well, you know, this is what life is. Kay says, why does the Storm have a fraud alert? Is it because our glorious Titans almost beat them? Because I explained it before. The Storm haven't convinced me at all. They've lost a lot of games this season in comparison to what you would expect. Plus, also, they didn't convincingly beat the Titans yesterday. Also, there was an extremely controversial call, which really encouraged them to get that W. But also, specifically, they just haven't convinced me at all this year. And if the Sharks are on fraud alert, and they are well of their fraud alert, if the Sharks are on fraud alert, and the Storm lost to them 2 weeks ago, 31-26, and the Storm haven't convinced me, then I think it is absolutely, I think it's a valid statement to put them on fraud alert. Yeah, Ricky will blow up about that no one into a try, even though I think it is a try. He'll also blow up about the fact that there probably wasn't a penalty for the Raiders at halftime for the pullback, which would have brought the play back on side. And then also, I believe kind of Watson knocks the ball on. It's a loose carry that the Roosters end up scoring at halftime. So yeah, I think Ricky has reason to complain, but also Ricky's a knob. Brett Neslick says, I had both teams over 6.5 points first half. Sanders 6 points, Mark 1, 2, 3 try scorer. Well, unfortunately, the Raiders did not get over 6 points. Nathan Reese's go the Raiders. Like, they're statistically, everything except for defense is way better than the Roosters right now. Everything. They're basically 60-40 possession. They've got a much superior completion rate. They've got the same amount of line breaks. They've missed less tackles, but they've also had a lot more ineffective as well. They're giving away less penalties and had less errors. The Raiders losing this game is absurd right now, considering the statistics. Yeah, it's fair. Storm have been lackluster this year after all the hoopla in pre-season. Well, I think that it was justified in the belief that the Storm were going to be the favourites of the competition this year. No one ever thought the Bulldogs would be doing what they're doing. No one thought the Raiders would be doing what they're doing. People expected the Sharks to be really good. They haven't been. People expect the Storm to be really good. They haven't been. People expected the Panthers to still be a top 4, top 5 team. They definitely haven't been. They're currently, down there in third last right now? No, they'll be like out of the bottom 4 now, actually. No, sorry, they are fourth last, yeah. They go to 11 points. So, and people expected, like the teams at the top, Warriors were expected to be a bottom 4 team this year. I predicted for second last. Like, I put my hand up and say, screw me, I'm wrong. Like, I'm 100% wrong in regards to that. And I'm happy to see it because I like the Wires. But everyone expected the Wires and the Raiders to be bottom 4. I didn't have the Raiders there. I did have the Warriors there, though. So, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Jay says it's about respect, Josh. What's happening? Wait, what? Wait, is there a Biffo in the chat right now? Oh, Sheila. Sheila Reid. Get into it. Sheila Reid. Thank you for protecting me, Jay. You're like my dad. Jay is our dad, but he's a very old dad. Very, very old dad. He's old enough to be your ancestral grandfather. Like in Moana, the movie Moana. You know how the grandmother turns into like the stingray thing? Well, that's like Jay. It's like when you look up into the clouds and you see, Darth Vader, or you see Anakin Skywalker, you see Obi-Wan Kenobi and stuff, and then you also see Jay Hayes up there. That's who Jay is. No Biff. No, get to Biffo! Slap him! Gee whiz, Jay, you've gone soft in your old age. Jared Farmoni says, no one thought this season would be this unpredictable, but 13 rounds in, and I still don't feel like anyone has a team they can confidently call a favourite. I can confidently tell you a favourite for the spoon. I don't blaze for the Titans. No, it's my fault, Jay. No, I accept it. I accept it. No, it's my fault the membership numbers are absolutely dribble. It is my fault. It is my fault, mate. Unfortunately. Someone call management. No, they know, mate. No. It's my fault. They know. Don't worry. They're very well aware. Brenton says, forgot about the neck tats. What did you end up going with? Well, I wanted to get the same one. Like, I wanted to get, I think it was this one, but the same on this side. But he only had one of these, so I had to get a separate one, which it kind of goes around. Like, there's one that it goes all the way around. I asked him to put it like touching here, but he didn't do it. They're real tats, mate. Real shit. Real shit. But next week, for next week's streams, I'll consider doing something, but we'll put it here. Because these only last like 5-7 days. But we'll do one next week. But again, I really don't want to get a full head one. But if I was in Australia, I wouldn't be doing this shit. But I'm in Thailand, so people here, dude, the amount of compliments I got last night, like out and about, because I went out last night, the amount of compliments I got of these, it was just like, mate, I'm big dog. So, may as well just tap my whole body at this point. Jared Farmoni says, management should have blamed Milford. He was really to blame, not Blaze. Bit of both. Yeah, a bit of both. Tasman says, gee whiz, you are so ungrateful. Be happy with your 2 losing season finals appearances. Unfortunately, I need to be grateful to be and thankful for those 2 seasons. Like, the club really put in a good shift and a good effort to make the 8, despite having losing seasons and relying on the Tigers, the Sharks, and the Raiders to all lose their games in the respective 2016 and 2021. You're right. Josh says next week. You're lucky you don't get timed out for that bad joke. You're very lucky. That I'm a caring individual. Mitchell says just get a Sharpie and you'll be good. No, thank you. Casey says, in my opinion, dogs will be minor prems, but their last 5 games will put that to the test depending on how many points they sit on at the time. Thank you, Casey. Thank you for the analytical report. It's a great analytical report there, Casey. It's pretty Captain Obviously, but thank you for the analytical report. Elise says, if I win, I'll shout everyone tickets to the Karate Kid. Yeah, all good. Just send me the money and I'll pay everyone to go. Just send it to me. I'll sort everyone out. I might be in a completely different country, but I'm going to move to Antigua and Barbados after this. Travsy says, if Titans beat Broncos, I'll get a fake Titans tat on my ass. No, you get a real Titans tat on your ass. Also, why on your ass? Get it on your forehead, mate. Put it right here. Put the logo of the Titans right here. Josh says, hey, at least I'm aware it was rubbish. Felt filthy just typing it. You got to do what you got to do in life, man. Rent out our movie theater, the whole thing. To go watch. But hold on, this is an important question. Also, halftime 12-4 for people wondering. This is a big important question. When you say we're going to go watch the Karate Kid, Olivia, which Karate Kid? Which Karate Kid are we watching? The old one or the new one? Kay says, I reckon Titans have a very good chance to beat the Bronx. We'll beat them 3 times in a row. And the Broncos look like spuds. So do we. But point is that we both look like spuds and we always beat them. Jay, we actually spoke about this, about bring back the drive-ins. We were speaking about this maybe not last night, but the night before. I was out with some friends and we were talking, and we were speaking about drive-ins. They were the shit, man. There is a lot of young people who don't know what drive-ins are, and that's wild to me. Drive-ins were the best thing. Like, I would put it up there in top 5 things all time. I'd say top 5 things all time, drive-ins. Top 5 things all time, argue with a wall. So Roosters running out to the field here. They still have one in Yatala. They still have a drive-in Yatala. And on the Gold Coast, for people who don't know where Yatala is. I'll go if it's the 80s one. No, Jaden Smith, mate. What about both? A marathon? There's a lot of Karate Kids. If we're doing a marathon, there's a lot of Karate Kids. It's like watching Rocky. If you're doing a marathon of Rocky, God help you. They are still around, kinda. No, so they yes and no. The Rays are out in the field now as well. They're about to kick off. Yes and no. Like, the reason why they don't really exist anymore is because real estate was like, that's some great land. There is a lot there for a estate, and that's why drive-ins were canned. There used to be one down in Coolangatta as well, but that got turned into an estate. There was one in Brisbane, out like near Ferny Hills area, Rana Hills area, and then that got turned into an estate. That's where I grew up, and we were always going to that one. I love the drive-ins are the greatest. Drive-ins are the greatest. Also a great hookup joint when you're like 18. Olivia said we could wait and go see Wicked, Gary. We already seen Wicked already came out. Are you talking about Wicked 2? Is that coming out this year? I don't know. Okay, second half started here, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. Ratings with the ball at 25. And 4 tackle now at the 30. Haggard Daz says, hi mate, do you think the Panthers can still make the 8? Anyone that doesn't rhyme with the Writons, the Squeals, or the Bites can make the 8 still, yeah. The Writons, the Squeals, and the Bites. They're the only 3 teams that rhyme with that will not be making the 8 this year. They shut down one of the last ones in Melbourne, ripped the Luna drive-ins. Sad times, man. Sad times. I love the one in Yatala. Yeah, the Yatala one's good. It's still operational. It's still good. I don't know if they'll ever get rid of it. Second tackle now for the Roosters, because it's always pumping. Yatala drive-ins are always pumping. Josh is also, what about Cobra Kai? That's also part of the law, even if it's just a show. I haven't seen it. But isn't there another Karate Kid coming out? There's a brand new one. Okay, and that's like a follow-on. It's got Jackie Chan in it from the new Karate Kid, and then it's also got the original, like, Daniel Russo and stuff, doesn't it? Jason, I want to see Horsburgh get angry and pop a nerve. Well, that's a given. That pays $1.01 every week. So the Roosters, Hugo Savala puts this one down to KO Weeks, who grabs it at the 5, and then crunched by Billy Smith. He's been good tonight, Billy Smith. If you live in Melbourne, go to Luna Drive-Ins before it closes July 9th. It's good fun. I was closing. I thought you were saying like it's closed recently. I didn't realize it's like now. Wait, there's 2 new Karate Kids coming out? No, Jackie Chan and Daniel Russo are in the same movie. It's like a collaboration between that new Karate Kid with the newer one with Jaden Smith from 10 years ago, and then also the old version. Karate Kid Legends, that's the one. Now, just apart from the first couple, the rest are Scheisenhausen. Are you talking about Karate Kid? I've only seen the first one, to be fair. Seen the first one of the old version, and then the Jaden Smith version. Yeah, Karate Kid Legends. Yeah. I'm in it. That's me. First tackle here for the Roosters. That's why I'm in Thailand. That's why I'm getting taught Muay Thai, you know? So I can be in the movie. Second tackle out to 40. I beat the shit out of him in it. Sorry to ruin the movie for you, but I beat the shit out of him. Travis said, I would see Wicked karaoke with Olivia on the wine. Don't know about that. I hate the people who go to Wicked and sing the entire time in the cinema. 4 tackle here at the 40. I get you know the lyrics. I get that it's a great time there. Great, it's fun, but also I would like to enjoy the movie that I paid for, not your shit voice. So fit tackle. If there's a karaoke with Wicked, then please go to that. Do not go to a general screening of a movie and sing the whole fucking time. So the Raiders will get taken out at 17. They had to like put signs on out front of the movie theater say you do not sing the lyrics. Do not sing the song. Yeah, you can go to the singing ones if you want to do that. Exactly right, Olivia. But they made the singing ones because so many idiots were just going to the normal screenings and singing it the whole time. So I didn't pay to listen to you, mate. If I would have done that, I would have gone to some dive bar down the street. So 4 tackle at the 45 or 40. I don't know why people think that's like acceptable to just go to a general screening and just sing the entire time. And that's a 40-20. 40-20 by the Raiders. Raider Nation. Really good kick there. That's a really good kick by Owen Paddy. 40-20 for Canberra. And they're on the attack. Josh says, man, Jaden Smith just looks so done in every photo he's in. It's like he's resting bored face. I guess when you've got so much money, that's why you just do whatever, because nothing probably excites you anymore. I just got a message saying, it's okay, we'll win 2 premierships by 2030, remember? Oh, yeah, no, I remember, mate. I'm excited. 2 premierships across the next 4 years. Let's go. Jay was 59 when The Wizard of Oz was released. That is correct. I think he was the one who hired the Oompa Loompas. Not the Oompa Loompas, the Munchkins. Raiders here at the 8. And here we go, chance. No, they go back to the 15. Not reading that out. Second tackle now, 7 metres away from the line. Bugger says 88% from audience score, so it looks interesting. Go off the audience score. A lot of the critics are complete. Oh, no, I never listen to critics. Third tackle now, 3 metres away from the line. Owen Paddy gives it out to Sanders and then Mariota. He's 4 tackle, 2 metres away from the line. 2 metres away from the line. Owen Paddy goes himself. 1 metre out, fit tackle. Only down by 8. They have had the better statistics for the most part, except for the defense, the Canberra Raiders. They kick it through. Good chance. Try time for the Raider Nation, baby. Raider Nation. We'll have to see if he gets the put down here. We'll have to see that if it does come down. But that is a great try there from Simi Sasangi if he does get this ball down cleanly. Jay does need to seek help, yes. So 34 minutes to go here of the game, and the Raiders will bring it back within a 1-score game. That 40-20 from Owen Paddy was brilliant, and that's what set him up. Clyde says in a row, right in a row, or 8 in a row. 8 in a row what? 8 in a row? What's 8 in a row? Okay, live this looked fine. That's a try, yeah. No, it's a try. Try confirmed. I don't know why Roosters fans will celebrate thinking he knocked this ball on. It's a try. There's nothing wrong with it. And just to make sure here. Yeah, it's a try, for sure. There's no doubt. I don't know why people in the crowd are booing. Yeah, being rich is probably a curse. A curse I'd gladly take off someone's hands. That's the thing, Casey. People always think that money means everything. It's like money means jack shit. Yes, I would rather live a comfortable life with money than be sleeping on the streets, of course. But it's like everyone's still got their own problems, man. People think money solves it. Money doesn't solve shit. It just means that you can have a bit of fun, but you're also still a human being. I'm just trying to figure out what 8 in a row means, though. If you're talking about Queensland, why? So Raiders here to convert to take it to a 2-point game. Will not do that. Sanders will. Oh, hit the post. It curled back in, but it hit the post. So it will stay 12-8 to the Roosters. By the way, I saw the Warriors are still in fine form in regards to their conversion kicking. Mitchell says Canberra clearly don't have enough hookers or else they would be winning by 20. They love a hooker in Canberra. They love a good hooker in Canberra. That's why they got the clap. Josh says, so Young and Tupou still need to score a try. Yep. Who do you reckon is more likely out of the two? Both of them. Gary says, I'm 57, mate. If you haven't got your health, you don't have much. Health is wealth, baby. Health is wealth, baby. Why do you think I'm getting fit here? Why do you think I am getting fit? So the Raiders now will get this ball here to the 10, and it's going to be Simi Sasangi, who did score on first tackle. Will you make a table prediction video halfway the season? I'm probably going to do one this week. I'm going to do like an updated halfway through the season live stream this week at some point. Yeah. So Raiders here will get this ball now to the 23 on third tackle. I'm not too sure when I'll do it this week, but I will do it this week because in the middle of this week is the pure halfway point of the year. 57 years of Spurs, God help him. It's a great point. That is a great point. Daryl says, go the green machine. Yeah, well, they're doing all right, man. It's just defensively they were inept in the first half. Outside of that, they had the better statistics in the first half for the large part. The Canberra clap was different in the 70s. No, it's still got the same clap now. Once you get the clap, you never go back, son. So second tackle here for the Roosters. They'll get this ball to the 30. Jay, it's coming. I have so much content. I've just been so lazy, dude. And I really shouldn't be, but... Well, I haven't been lazy. I'm doing a lot here. But it's just like... I really prefer to get an editor for that because it's just so hard to work everything in. So is Christmas. Hey, well, Christmas is technically coming. Maybe I'll put an India video out on Christmas. So fourth tackle now for the Roosters. That's my Christmas present to you, Jay. I'll put the India video out on BKRtravel. And now fifth tackle at the 40. Come on, the Roosters, keep us in second. No. The Warriors, you can only support them when they're at home. You told us this. You don't get to support them when they're away from home. You were the one who did this. You're the one who said this. You can't claim the Warriors now that they're good. You said you only support the Warriors when they're at home. And they played away today, didn't they? Didn't they play the Rabbitohs in Sydney? Nace's scoreboard. Thank you for letting me know. Jay, no, what do you mean scoreboard? It's live. What do you mean scoreboard? It's live. But all right, so it's going to be fifth tackle now for the Raiders, and they're at the 45. 30 minutes to go here of the game. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. 30 minutes to go. Ethan Sanders will get this ball here to the corner. Yeah, they played at a core. Gee whiz, Highlanders fan. You can't support them then. We'll see you next week. Geelong playing West Coast. West Coast are going to get slapped. All right, so the Roosters now second tackle. I'm still trying to figure out why you told me scoreboard, Nath. The scoreboard's live. I'll refresh it. It better change. Didn't change. All right, so the Roosters here will get this ball to the 45. But yeah, Jay, I've got so much content, man. It's just trying to figure out the time, especially when I'm doing as many workout classes as I am here. Fifth tackle now for the Roosters at 45. Spencer Lenny gets crunch. Josh says, what are your thoughts on AJ scoring a hat-trick and bagging his 200th career try? Oh, it's cool. I didn't even know that. So he's clear out in second right now. Well, that's good because he's now chasing down on Kenny Irvine. Last time Geelong played them, they're up at halftime 114-14. Well, they're up 9-0 in the first couple of minutes. So second tackle now at the 30. Raiders with the ball. Only down by 4, though. 13 tries away from Irvine, I think. He'll get there. You can never guarantee it, but he'll get there. Mitchell says, look at what the Pacers winning does to their fans. What? What happened with the Pacers? I know they won, but like, oh damn, you would hate to be a Knicks fan right now. They just can't seem to get it over the line. Raiders here at the 40. They kick this ball down to the 15. Not the greatest chase there. And Raiders will take them down to the 15. Like, finally, the Boston Celtics are struggling. You know, you don't have a red-hot East at the moment. and then they still find a way to lose to the Pacers. To the Pacers. Well, you're still in the NBA final. Too busy, bro. Knicks are cursed. The Knicks are cursed, man. They really are. As a Chicago Cubs fan, I know all about curses. So 4 tackle now for the Roosters. As a Chicago Bulls fan, I know about curses, and it's called Michael Jordan curse. Or Derrick Rose curse, whichever one you want to call it. Or actually, you know what? It's the Jerry Krause curse. We'll go the Jerry Krause curse. That's what it'll be. Alright, so the Roosters will put that ball up into the air where the Raiders will. Manawanga Tawase gets it, but then the Raiders grab it anyway. Highlands fans says NBA is rigged. Your mama rigged. Mitchell says Nath is a Pacers fan. He hasn't stopped drinking since the game finished. Is Nath the Pacers fan? Was it Nath or somebody else? I know that there's definitely a Pacers fan here. I'm so sorry that you support a team from Indiana, but like, is Nath the Pacers fan? Oh yeah, you are the Pacers. My Pacers are whooping ass, mate. Bless them. True, but Oklahoma's coming. Oklahoma. 4 tackle here for the Raiders of the 40. That's going to be the least viewed finals of all time. Indiana versus Oklahoma is going to have the least viewed finals of all time, clearly. Raiders here now, they'll be 35 minutes out. That's not even an insult. That's actually just probably going to be a fact. All right, Raiders step on the inside here. Ethan Strange, and ends up being not that great of a kicker. Tedesco grabs it at 11, brings it out to the 15. Then the 20s away. 25, 30, 35, 40. Ow, taken down to the 45. Good run there from James Tedesco. Oh yeah, the NBA really wanted an OKC versus Indiana finals. 2 small market NBA teams. The Roosters tackle Tupou. Oh, 2 meters. Oh, he's going to score anyway. What was he doing? What was he doing? So the Roosters are going to score a try here. It's 16-8 with the kid to come, but oh yeah, you needed this, didn't you, Olivia? So Daniel Tupou will score. I don't know what happened there. I think he thought he was tackled, but he wasn't. He could have just easily gone over the line and scored, and he finally did. So you just need Hudson Young, eh, Olivia? Only Hudson Young? Josh says, I've always wondered why AJ was never capped for Origin. Any of you guys have any thoughts on that? Because I think that AJ is a very solid winger who will put the tries down, but I don't think he's Origin caliber. Just because he's scoring tries doesn't kind of... I wouldn't put him... Would you put him above Brian To'o? You know, would you put him above where Zach Lomax is playing at? He doesn't have the X factor for Origin, and you kind of do need that on the... I don't know what Tupou was doing. I don't know why Tupou wasn't scoring. Wannabe Robert Jennings. I did think of the Robert Jennings moment when that happened. Tupou just having a leisurely chat before scoring the try. Yeah, he wanted to go have a cigarette. And the look on Tupou's face. Someone says, who came sliding across and why did they fly like that? They just need to land on him. Yeah, if he had just put his hand on him, then it would have been... it would have been sweet. It would have been a tackle. All right, so Sandy Smith to make it a 10-point game here. 25 minutes to go. Leave him alone. He's on Smoko. Buck says it was Hudson Dumb. Why do you hate Hudson Young so much? Great kick over the black dot from Sandy Smith. It's 18-80 to the Roosters with 25 minutes to go. I do think if Jamal Fogarty was playing in this game, I think the Raiders win. This is why I tipped the Roosters, though, because I just think that they're missing so much without Jamal. Looked like his sat-nav crashed for a second. He didn't know where he was. Josh says, I just think it's odd. He was fine to play for the Kangaroos, but not good enough for New South Wales. There is a difference, though. Like, the international game is actually a step below Origin. It's a weird thing to say, but it is. Tell me I'm wrong. The Origin is the peak arena in rugby league. The international game is not the peak, even though I would like it to be, but the other nations aren't good enough yet. You know, yes, we've seen improvement from Samoa. Yes, we've seen improvement from Tonga. New Zealand have always remained the same, pretty much. England have always remained the same, pretty much. Seen a little bit of improvement from Papua New Guinea. Fiji have always been decent enough, but when it comes to Origin, that's the peak of rugby league. So it's like, yeah, sure, Australia can lose a random one-off, effectively friendly match between them and Tonga in 2017, but again, Australia's won the 2 World Cups post that. They won 2021, they won in 2017, and also they won the last one in 2022 or whatever it is. So it's like, yeah, sure, playing for Australia should represent more than Origin, but it doesn't. Rugby League is struggling over here. That's why the NRL wants to buy it. And the Roosters will be taking it out at the 45 on fit tackle. This isn't good for the rest of my same game multi, but it's all good. Well, it's only 10 points. There's 25 minutes to go. It's only 10 points. If you need the Raiders to win, Billy Smith catches it, and it'll be Raiders ball here at the 13. If only the Wallabies could get their shit together and match the performances of the Kangaroos. Yeah, but it's very different. Like, the world cares about rugby union, so, like, the French are very, very good. The South Africans are the best in the world. New Zealand, that's, you know, meant to be their primetime sport. The Irish are very good until they're not in World Cups. Like, that's a very different comparison because there is other leagues. It's not just that Super Rugby isn't even the best league in the world. And also, Rugby Australia sold the game down the toilet in the early 2000s when they wanted to go the private school route. 4 tackle here for the Rays at the 42. I do need them to win. Well, it's only 10 points. So 4 tackle here for Canberra. And now Zach Hosking to the 50. Seb Watson says, Gary, rugby in general is struggling, not just league. Union is awful, club level, because France are spending so much money. Yeah. Yeah, France have a lot of money. Actually, the World Cup for rugby unions in Australia in 2 years' time. 2027. Is Kangaroos looking for a new coach? Probably. Is Mal still the coach? Mal is still the coach, isn't he? Nate J says, when the convicts you send here are offering to buy your league, you're in trouble. Roosters knock on here. That's funny though, Nate. The convicts sent here are the ones trying to buy your league back home in the mother country. So 0 tackling for the Raiders, 6 again as well. And now Canberra will be 25 metres away here from the line. Okay, come on Hudson Young. Come on Hudson Young. Off to Josh Pabali. It'll be first tackle here for the Raiders, 15 metres away. Nath, we could buy the whole country. Back out here, and Simi Sasangi. Atamariota is 5 metres out from the line. Short ball! Zach Hosking so close. Third tackle, 1 metre away. 1 metre away. Back to the right. Atamariota, 3 metres out. 4th tackle. They give it back to Owen Paddy. He faked it off to Hudson Young. They give it off. I don't know what's happening here from Canberra. This is an awful attacking set. This is where they're missing out on Jamal. Ethan Sanders to Hudson Young. He'll give it out to Sebastian Chris. Back onto the inside here for Canberra. Good defense. Oh, they throw it back. Oh, try time Hudson Young. Is that Hudson? Hudson Young, Olivia. Hudson Young scores. Hudson Young scores. Fire up, you cats. The Raiders are back into it. That was going out. The Roosters had good defense, and then Hudson Young just ended up with the ball and scored. Olivia, fire up. And now the Raiders are back into the game too. This is good defense, the Roosters. They're taking him over the sideline, but he just throws the ball back onto the inside, and luckily for Canberra, Hudson Young was there. Canberra! So we still got 50-50, Olivia? We still got 50-50. Jared says, Olivia's at your multi completed. Yeah, no, she got it. Yeah, she got it. Middle says, how does he get that ball away? It's crazy good. That's a good try. Let's go Karate Kid. Here we come. Yeah, we're going to the Karate Kid, ladies and gentlemen. The Karate Kid Marathon. We're on. We're on here. Oh, sorry, I'm just... Buck says, I thought you had Canberra to win as well. She does in a different multi. Sorry, my brain just clocked off and I was checking my phone. I still need Sando Smith to get 2 more points and Raiders to win for... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, try confirmed. Oh. Try confirmed. Oh, but that was scary just then. That was very scary. But it's try confirmed. 20 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. 20 minutes to go. That is a crazy offload. Kind of reminds me of a Manly one in the 2011 Grand Final. Someone says, doesn't she basically have every scorer correct in this game? That's wild. It's, yeah, something that Skunkle always does and never has. My heart just broke. Well, let's piece it back together, and the Raiders will convert. So it is 18 to 14. 18 to 14 with 20 minutes to go of the game. Now the Raiders need to make like a boys going through puberty and beat the Cocks. What the hell did I just read? What the hell did I just read? We've got a comment talking about boys going through puberty and Cocks. That is... What the hell did I just read? Buck says, Olivia, you need to have a channel for all your bets so we can all profit. See, Olivia, you're getting promotion of you. You're getting promotion through BKR Sport. Get your own, one of those, what are those like things where you pay a subscription fee to see some random person's bets? I find that the craziest thing that people actually profit off that. Like some random Tom, Dick and Harry will make an Instagram and they'll like say $10 a month or $20 a month or $20 a week. You can get my predictions for the weekend. It's like, fuck off, man. I don't care what you're saying. I couldn't care less what you're talking about, dude. I'm listening to Olivia, and I'm listening to Olivia for free. You know, as if I care about paying. Why would I pay $20 a week to listen to some bloke's tips? Unbelievable. So, fifth tackle now for the Raiders, and they're 38 metres away from the Roosters line. I don't want to hear anything from you, Jay. You've said far more questionable shit than me. Josh, this is a very good point you make as well. Oh, no one twice to shot the ball. Oh no, the Raiders are coming back now. Roosters. This is a worry. This is a worry. You just sent me a message? So advantage Canberra. They're going to be 20 metres out. That's crazy, yeah? Really good stuff that you've got all those correct. And right now, Canberra with a chance to win the game. Or to get into the lead, sorry. Buck says, is Ronaldo still in the chat? I'm pretty sure it's against Josh's condition to talk. Okay. Let's move on from this conversation. Let's move on from this questionable conversation. Tackled in opposition 20. Canberra 47 times. Roosters 7 times. Wow. Raiders now. Sebastian Chris. He'll be 9 metres away from the line. So basically, Olivia, you want the Raiders to score 2 more times than the Roosters score once so you can get that Sand and Smith extra 2 points. Come on, the Brackens. Come on, the Bra. That's an interesting thought process. So second tackle now. They're 9 metres out. And Tarpany, he's 3 metres away. Third tackle. Brent, just put $20 on a bet. Don't give it to the Muppets for advice. But the advice makes no sense because they're just another bloke making a prediction. It just makes no sense. Fourth tackle now. Why are you paying $20 a week for predictions on games? It makes no sense. So fifth tackle, unless they're getting 100% of their correct tips right, what would be the point? Fifth tackle now. Owen Paddy kicks it through. Try time for Canberra! Try time for Canberra. Joey Tarpany will score, and the Raiders are about to take the lead. 18-18 with a kick to come. Canberra right in front of the post. Canberra! 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 Gemba. It's a good kick there. And Tarpany puts it down. Owen Paddy was right there for the kick as well. Owen Paddy's a good hooker, man. He is a good player. Debatable Jay. Humour is subjective after all. But the shit I say is funny. Jay's a funny man. Not reading it, Jay. Not reading that one. Rather buy a 6-pack. Mate, $20 over here. That'll get you more than a 6-pack. That'll get you the whole pub. Gary says, don't gamble unless you're Olivia. I think Olivia's pretty happy to be gambling right now. But you always go through your ups and downs. I know how that bet Olivia has would end for me, hoping it goes better for her. Well, actually, what I guess she would want right now is the Roosters to get a penalty. Because then Sandon Smith will take the 2. 3 rules of gambling. You've got nothing there, Buck. It makes sense. That does make sense. So the Rays take the lead, 20-18 with 16 minutes to go here of the game. Hit that like button and subscribe. Here we go for a gangbuster final 16 minutes. Okay, well, no, I'm in second gear. Someone just throw a hook with the left too, not the right. Get a bit of a hook going. That's what we're talking about. I always use the cash back option. Cash back option? Are you talking about cash out? Never cash out. All right, so the Raiders now, they'll give it off to Corey Horsburgh, and Horsburgh gets it to the 15. Bucks says, quitters never win, bigger the risk, bigger the reward, and always chase your losses. Hey kids, never listen to anything Buck says. Rule number 1 about this chat, never listen to a Parramatta fan. Rule number 2 about this chat, never listen to a Parramatta fan named Buck. And rule number 3 is rule 1 and rule 2 are the only things that matter in life. So third tackle here for the Raiders at the 30. David says, good evening, Mr. Streamer. Hope everybody enjoyed a great Sunday. Yeah, Livy's having a great Sunday right now. Fourth tackle for the Raiders at the 45. I will be cashing out if that $1,800 comes in. No. He's trying to cash out like midway through the game, as in like a cash out mid-game. If a leg fouls, you get your cash back. Oh, I get what you mean. Out of the left-hand side for the Raiders. They're away. They're away to score again. Why didn't they pass it? It must have been a try anyway. Oh, it's going to be a dropout from the Roosters. Why didn't he pass it? They had like a 4-on-1. Why didn't he pass it? Why did he kick that ball? Rule 3 was never listen to Eels fans named Andrew. Well, that's just like common sense. We don't need to make that a rule because that's just common sense. That's very much common sense. So this is going to be a dropout from the Roosters to the Raiders. Raiders will never back down when they are in front. Go the green machine all the way. Oh, Ben, they're doing well right now, especially considering they don't have Fogarty. But the Raiders will get the ball at the 25. Knock on from the Roosters, so it should be 0 tackle. We all love a Roosters collapse. Wait, why is it 0 tackle? It's definitely knock on Roosters. Which Muppet Eels fan said it was giving 2022 granny feels and they haven't been that nervous for a game in ages? That would be Entertain House yesterday. He was here before. That would be Entertain House. Third tackle now for the Raiders, and they're 10 metres away here from the line. 10 metres away. Now Joe Tarpany. Tarpany gives it. They're 5 metres away, 4th tackle. Owen Paddy. And that goes to the ground. Unfortunately, Grass McGrath starts getting involved, but Saverio Tamale gets away from 1, and it'll be taken back at the 20 on 5th tackle. Someone call a ambulance. A lot of ambulances around the Roosters camp. So Raiders 20, put it up. That should be a pretty easy grab here for the... No, it's not. It's actually a good kick. And Corey Horsburgh, he'll kick it through, and the Roosters will get it through James Tedesco and take it down to the 4. Next minute, intercept, and Roosters run the length for a try. Well, it's a penalty here to the Roosters. It is a penalty. Why are you saying that, Casey? If I cash out my same game one, I can get 213. I think that's because... Well, what you want is the Roosters to get a penalty and then the Raiders to win. As in a penalty to go over the 2 tied up. That's what you're after. As if an Eels fan would want to bring up the 2022 Grand Final. Yeah, for some reason, Entertain Us thought that was his best option yesterday. Was as an Eels fan talking about the 2022 Grand Final. Fantastic Grand Final, that. Really enjoyed that thoroughly. I was sitting with Parramatta fans at Accor Stadium. Great time. So the Roosters will get this ball here to the 45 on 3rd tackle. I'd cash out at 5 minutes left if nothing's doing. Well, then you'd get nothing from it. It would be pointless. Roosters here. James Tedesco. Tedesco at the 40. He cuts back. 35. 30 metres away. 4 tackle now. Real Fan Sports, get around you, bro. Welcome back to the Dribbler Brigade down at the bottom end of the table. Titans and Tigers, you can't leave us, mate. This is Hotel California. Once you check in to the Dribbler squad, you cannot check out. So welcome back, my friend. 5th tackle now, 20 metres away. Connor Watson off to Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith kicks it through. This is going to be a dropout. Here. Yep, 100%. Tamale gets taken in. 12 minutes to go here of the game. We can share in an Airbnb. No. We get the dumpster at the back. No. The Airbnb is for like the top 8 competitive teams. Beautiful 5-star hotel is where teams like Canberra and the Warriors and the Bulldogs and stuff are right now. We're in the dumpster. But the thing is that you get a larger space in the dumpster. As a Titans fan, we're not even allowed in the dumpster. We're not even allowed in there. That's how much of a dribble brigade we are right now. I know it's a 2 reckon win from here. I've got Canberra. I did tip the Roosters pre-game, but from here I'd say probably Canberra, but it's gonna be close. All right, so first tackle here at the 30. Connor Watson, he'll give it off to Sandon Smith, then to Lindsay Collins, and Collins is going to be 25 metres away here from the line. Out to the right-hand side for Sydney. Now they're 15 away. He's lost the ball. And it will be a knock-on against the Roosters. Canberra get the ball to 15. I didn't say it would be a double wide trailer. Mate, we are dribbler brigade. We are massive dribbler brigade. Come on, Roosters, and that's it for them. Well, knock on. Sick next hats, mate. Yeah, massive over here in Thailand. Massive. Yeah, they're real as. They are real as, bro. I'm big dog. I'm big dogging it up. I'm big dogging it up, mate, you know. I'm flying. Scary man. I'm a real scary man with these neck tats. You know. Permanent. Definitely permanent. So first tackle, 46, bro. 46, Jay. 46. 10 minutes to go of the game. Hit that like button, subscribe. Get a job. Second tackle here. Now third of the 35. Fully hectic, fully sick, bruh. Roosters need Sisiwa Takiaho back. What? Is the stream frozen for anyone else? Is it? No, it's not. No, it's just you, mate. No, it is just you. Sportszone says Roosters need Dylan Napa back. So the Raiders 4 tackle at the 45. Then give it across. And they're for Matty Timoko will be taken back at the 45, 5th tackle. 46, bro. Thanks, bro. You! Didn't even notice the tats. Might have to turn your cam off for the IPL. Why would the IPL, what would be wrong with having these sick, fully sick, hectic Subaru neck tats on? What would be wrong with that doing the IPL stream? 9.5 minutes to go. What do you have something against people with tattoos, mate? You hate tattoo people? Are you really judging people with tattoos? Wow. Because these are permanent as, man. I'll always have them. He's extremely permanent. Third tackle now at 30. He would have kicked about 10 field goals by now. Dylan Napa would have for sure. Angus Crichton, he'll be at the 35. 4 tackle. Blaze missing a vape to complete the set. No, but I've got this herbal inhaler here from Thailand. Close enough. 5th tackle now. Dredd says Roosters need Sam Walker back. Yeah, they do. But they're going through a major adjustment period. They whack this ball up. It goes to about the 35. Then the Roosters catch it. And they're going to Wasey. And that's going to be knocked back from the Raiders. Knocked back from the Raiders, so they will get the ball. Let's bet those tats are going down well on the OnlyFans. Yeah, no, I only got them for the OnlyFans. If you haven't joined the OnlyFans yet, guys, it's only $5 a month. Big OnlyFans creator. Real Fan Sports don't want you scaring the viewers. I am a scary, dangerous man, mate. I am very dangerous. Very scary, dangerous. Second tackle here for the Raiders at the 40. And they give up to Morgan Smith. He's now third tackle at the 50. He smells it to help the withdrawals. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's funny how literally everyone has these over here, eh? His name isn't Blaze for nothing. See, you get it now. You sure my real name's Blaze? 4 tackle now at 35, or is that just what I wanted to be? 30 metres out, 5th tackle. Symmetrical, bruh. Yeah, bruh. Sick, bruh. 40 sick, bruh. So Raiders now at the 25. I'm thinking about getting one of these tattoos on my forehead next week. What do you reckon? Real Fan Sports, what is that? This is a thing in Thailand. It's got a herbal inhaler. It's like it opens up your nostrils and stuff. It's really good. They have all different like smells and stuff. It's just you just get it at 7-Eleven. Roosters need to win, Unknown says. Well, both teams need to win realistically. But I think that it's more important for the Roosters, yeah, because they are obviously trying to push themselves away from the dribbler brigade down the bottom of the table and put themselves up into a competitive position. 4 tackle now. They'll get this ball to the 50. 5th tackle. Can get the OnlyFans for less than the random tips should up that membership cost. Maybe I'll make it $10 and then I also add in my tips. But I won't do the tips. It'll just be some rando doing it. Raiders are away to 30, the 40, the 45, the 50. Could they end the game right now? Back on the inside. And Canberra will score. And it will be under the post as well. So it will be 24-18 with the kick to come. And it's about to be 26-18 because they will convert this from right in front. Just get some smelling salts, clear your sinuses, and pick up a car at the same time. And pick up a car at the same time. That's it. That's the one. Canberra will score. And I'm pretty certain the Raiders win from here. It's meth in a can. Okay, well, firstly, this isn't a can. Like, for starters. Just to start, you're coming off here. This is not a can. That's confirmed now. We just need Sando. Well, the penalty is out of the equation now. You have to see the Roosters score and kick it. Roosters must be tanking for Cooper Flag. 6 minutes left here of the game. Don't worry. Dallas Mavericks would still find a way to get the first pick. NMB says, Roosters, please win. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be scoring 8 points in 6 minutes. But listen, it's not out of the equation. Travis says, I went from wanting Roosters to chanting for Olivia. Yeah, it's all for Olivia. 100%. Olivia's the GOAT, mate. Olivia's the GOAT. So we're waiting here for the conversion. There's still 5.5 minutes to go, but Roosters are going to need a miracle. Hey, Brent, are you okay? Genuine question. Are you okay? Trent says, you think the Bronx have a chance in the top 8? Mate, the Bronx? We watched the same Bronx last night. The Broncos. The only reason that these two teams currently have fraud load on them is because the Broncos are not even on this table here. That's the only reason the Broncos don't have a fraud alert there, because you can't see the Broncos here. Like, the Broncos have a chance at the top 8 if they sort their shit out. Woohoo, go the Raiders, bleed Greendale. Yeah, flying. Someone says some questionable shit happens in this chat every day. Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, so the Roosters, I'm sure, will go for a short kickoff here with 5:18 to go of the game. Yep, that's exactly what they do. And I think that's a knock on Roosters. Yep, it is. Roosters knock on. Well, technically, if you're chanting for Olivia, you're pulling for the Roosters to score. Sure. But there's not. I doubt they're going to win. They're going to challenge this, but I'm pretty certain it's a knock on Roosters. Canberra fans go to games now. Yeah, Mitchell. It's funny. They're all up and at 'em nowadays. All up and at 'em nowadays. Actually, is this a knock on? This might not be off Xavier Savage. We need to see the other angle. That doesn't touch the Rooster. This is going to be Rooster's ball. And Angus Crichton juggles it, but then catches it. It doesn't touch Daniel Tupou. And then Angus Crichton catches the ball. This is going to be Roosters' ball at 33. Ben says Roosters will never fight back. Time is against them at the moment. It's all the green machine night. Go Raiders. Well, the Raiders are going to probably win, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Roosters score again. Especially now that they're going to get the ball, because Angus Crichton catches it here. Yep. Yeah. He caught the ball. So this will be Roosters' ball. A successful challenge. I'm hoping for a penalty goal against the Raiders. They're not going to go for a penalty, the Roosters. They're down by 8. They might. Queensland should think about it. I'm okay, bruh. You have a fantastical commentary. Bravo. Appreciate you, Brent. Thank you very much. Greatest commentary of all time. Just trying to rival my good mate Blocker. Just trying to do really well to cover Blocker. Second tackle now at the 28 for the Roosters. They're down by 8 with 5 minutes to go here of the game. Let's the fun begin. Roosters now 20 metres away. Jeez, nearly got through there, Blake Steep. They're 18 metres out. Third tackle, Connor Watson. He'll give it to Victor Radley. 6 again now for the Roosters, and they're going to be 10 metres out. Olivia, here we go. Here's your chance, Olivia. So first tackle here for the Roosters, 10 metres away. They give out to the right to Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith then to Savala. Savala to Tedesco. Tedesco off to Robert Toya. And Toya's going to be 5 metres away from the line. One more try on the 6 coming the Roosters, Casey. So they're 5 metres out. Tedesco off to Savala. Savala. Radley. Over the top here. Oh, it's going to be on the wing. Daniel Tupou back on the inside. Taking out the 5. Good defence from Canberra. Do you have a medical certificate to prove you're okay, Brent? It's a good point. Well, I don't know what that was from the Roosters. That was weird. Colin Toya needs something for Supercoach. So out to the right, Roosters. Here's a chance. They've got space. They've got numbers. Tedesco. Back onto the inside. Oh, Siwa Wong at 10 at the 5. It's good cover defense right now. Out to Savala at the 18. They kick it across here. Nowhere close to any. Oh, I don't know what that kick. Kick wasn't good. The kick was not good. So we Raiders ball now at the 20, 0 tackle, now first at the 30. Mitchell, Brent the 10 is currently feeling bent. I don't know what that is, but sure. Yeah, that was not fantastic there. That was not fantastic from the Roosters. Real Fan Sports, she doesn't just have money on this game, she has dominated the bets on this game. She's pretty much got every single try scorer correct. Pretty much. Alright, so first tackle at the 45. And now Raiders' second tackle at the 50. Roosters have to score twice still. Canberra for a sneaky field goal. It'd be weird to win by 9, but sure. What was that pass from the ruck through the legs? It made no sense. I have the potential to win 1,800. I already won 590. Well, you'll get your money back if Sandon Smith doesn't get the 2, I guess. That's game. Braz won. Braz not won yet, but Braz probably won. Fifth tackle here at the 20. 2:44 to go of the game. Roosters are going to have to go up the other end of the field and score a 90-metre try here. Sebastian Chris knocks it on. So here we go, 90 metres. And I think if you do get a penalty, you probably do go for the 2 so that you're within range of scoring a converted try. If you get a penalty within kicking range. I'll take a ribeye medium and a side of creamy spinach. No, we're going to watch the Karate Kid, Real Fan Sports. We've already decided. BKR Sport, we're all going on a trip to the drive-ins to watch a Karate Kid marathon. So out to the left, and they'll give it to James Tedesco. Tedesco gives it off here. Here's a chance for the Roosters. Here's a chance up the top. That was arguably forward, but sure. Roosters now still on first tackle. They get the ball offload, hits the grass. They're still playing through, and it'll be taken out the 30 on second tackle. Olivia is loaded anyway. She don't need the 1,800 for that. Olivia's a goat. Roosters now at the 45 on third tackle. And they'll give it Sandon Smith. Short ball. Damn, that was a weird short ball, but kind of worked. 45 metres out. Connor Watson. Sandon Smith. It's fourth tackle. Angus Crichton is 28 metres away. Crichton just shoved Hudson Young in the face. Here's their last chance. Knocked back for the Roosters. This could be 6 again, actually. Yeah, it is. 6 again. Here come the Chooks. They need to score. We've got a minute 24. They are so close. Toya, 5 metres out. Toya! Roosters will score. It's 26-22 with a kick to come. Olivia, you just need him to get this kick. You need him to get this kick. Robert Toya, that is strong. And Real Fan Sports will be happy for a super coach as well. Deary me. Sandon Smith, you need to get this kick, my brother. You need to get this kick, man. Shit, here we go again. Tight one. Here we go. Yeah, but they need to get the kick first, lads. It hasn't won yet. Spirit Dingers. Dingers? Spirit Dingers. What's going on here? Where's the kick going to be? It's about maybe... It's not impossibly hard. It's not like a really hard kick, but it's not a comfortable one for Olivia. Small Voodoo says, refs kept the Roosters in the game. Furious if they win. Referee, it's actually Klein. What do you expect? Wish Canberra didn't get those extra 2 points. Yeah, but here we go. Can the Roosters convert at Sandon Smith? They're still waiting to confirm the try. Yeah, there's been communication problems here. I don't know why we keep waiting so long. Are they not confirming this? No, it's confirmed. What is happening? Yeah, try confirmed. I don't know what's been happening there. And Sandon Smith gets it! Alright, now Olivia, you've got a minute to hold out here and hope that the Roosters don't actually go on to win this game. Because now they've got 1 minute and it's a 2-point game. Alright, here we go. 1 minute to go of the game. 26-24 to the Raiders. But the Roosters will get the ball here for one final play. Hit that like button and subscribe. Olivia and I are going 50-50. Now, it's a great bet, though. That's a lot of win. That's a big win. Minute 7 to go here of the game. Well, the kit's almost off. Almost. You got to wait, though. Don't be singing. Don't be singing just yet. There's still 1 minute to go, and the Roosters will get a full set. Turn $5 into $110. Any win is good. No, you turned it into $99 because I get $11 of that. So it's going So the Roosters get the ball in 1 metre away from their own line. Tupou to Tedesco. Tedesco gives it across here to Blake Steep. And Steep, 58 seconds to go here of the game. They're 10 metres out. Comment in the chat, do you think the Roosters find a way to go 100 metres and get a penalty or get a try and win the game? They get a penalty, we go to extra time. Don't become the faders, Canberra. Don't do it. Second tackle here, 15 metres out. They go out to the right. Roosters here. Tedesco. Tedesco gives it across to Robert Toya. Toya's away! Oh, taking that to 35. Deary me. They give it out to Radley. Radley beat the 42 and he knocked the ball on. That's game over. Real friends was damn, you'll let Blaze tax you. That's crazy. It was their choice. They're the ones who made this rule of the 10%. It wasn't me. They're the ones who do it. I just adhere to it. But the Roosters are going to knock that ball on. So the Raiders are going to win the game 26-24. Unless they go for a final field goal, they will not. And the finishing finito score is 26-24 to the Raiders. It's a really tough and great win here for Canberra, considering they had no Jamal Fogarty in this game. They now go up to second position on the table. They go back above the Warriors and Melbourne, and now are within 2 points of the Canterbury Bulldogs. Now, the big thing to notice here, though, is that before the game, the Raiders were on plus 70, the Bulldogs are on plus 74. Now the Raiders are on plus 72. They're 2 points differential off the Canterbury Bulldogs up there on the top. Obviously, they're 2 points separating them, a whole win separating them, but it means that if the Dogs lose and the Raiders win, there will be a switch and the Dogs will fall off the top of the table. Olivia says, thanks for the support, everyone. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, we're fired up. We are fired up. You know, this is what we do. This is what we do. You smash it today. You smash it. Makes up for yesterday. Makes up for yesterday, dear. Travis says, what a bloody brutally awesome end to that last 5 nights of NRL. Thank you, big fella. Congrats all round, and thank your mother for the rabbits. Thank my mother for the rabbits? The fuck? What am I thanking my mother for the rabbits? What was the end of that? What is thank your mother for the rabbits? My mother isn't a Rabbitohs fan. Also, 2 makes no sense. Brent says, you got taking out comp. Are you saying who have I got taking out comp? Very difficult question right now. Who have I got taking it out? Shit. Man, I don't know. Like, Canberra looking solid, dude. I could actually see Canberra doing it. Man. Mauricio says, Roosters still have a chance to win. No, they lost, mate. They lost 26-24. Game's over. Game is over. Jason Blaze has no idea who Rex Hunt is. What are we doing here? Brandon says, how the Raiders doing? They won. They won 26-24. They're in second place. They're doing very well. Jared says, Raiders are a hot chance of ending their drought. They are. I'm still not convinced otherwise. I think the Bulldogs will be up there for sure. I think when it comes to experience, you can't ever count out the Storm. The Sharks will still be there, but I just don't know if they've got enough ticker in them to actually get it done, because they lost to the Roosters by 44. Well, they conceded 44 to the Roosters 2 weeks ago, or last week when the Roosters had no players in. They had 5 or 6 of their stars out. I don't know. It's such a hard one. It is a very difficult one. So I'd probably say right this very second it's Raiders. But over the next couple of days, guys, so keep an eye on your subscription feed. At one of the nights, either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, I am going to do a mid-season kind of like updated ladder prediction. So obviously our ladder prediction from the start of the year, it's not actually that awful if you think about it. It's not actually that awful. It's the Bulldogs I had in 5th, 6th, they're in 1st. Definitely didn't have the Wires. I had the... It's not actually that awful if you go back and look at it. There's definitely some teams that are all over the shop, but anyway, the point matter is we'll do a live stream sometime throughout this week and do an updated ladder prediction and whatnot, and sit here and have a chat with you guys. But all right, I appreciate you as per usual. Great win, Olivia. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button and subscribe. Obviously, we'll be live again all week next week, and I'll see you guys over the next couple of days as well for another stream. All right, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Give it a few minutes, Olivia will go through. Yes, of course. See ya.